Okay, here we are, Kufar, Akbar, everybody. Welcome to another edition, a Sunday edition of the Crossing discussion group that is dedicated to rightly dividing the truth between Christianity and Islam. I'm your humble host, Eric the Thekafer, coming to you live from the Cabinet Steps of the Capra Cave. Today, we are kind of having a treat today because last week we were treated to some quality entertainment for. Hold on, don't tell me. I'm going to go in here and look. Because I like to be concise and precise on this show. We were for 3 hours, 31 minutes, and 8 seconds. That's how long this debate lasted. And the debate I'm talking about, of course, is the debate that was between our friend here, Issa Kabeer, and apostate prophet. And he took on, guys, hold on a second. I want to show you something. Now, I'm not sure, maybe this is just me. I'm not one, well, sometimes I am. I am kind of petty sometimes. To make fun of the way, some people look sometimes. But I was sitting there watching this debate. And I'm going to, okay, let me just kind of mute this. I'm going to bring this up here. I'm watching this debate. And I'm looking at this dude, what's his name, Julian. Now, I'm sorry. You look at AP, and number one, AP was late. And then he wasn't just late. He was like 30 flipping minutes late. And this is right at my bedtime. So he's late. The debate finally starts. And then this junior dude starts yamming off as soon as he starts talking. And the lies just start coming from his mouth. To be honest, I turned it off. I did. I went to bed. I watched it later. I did watch it later, but I did go to bed. And then I'm watching it later, and I'm looking at this guy here. Okay, look at this guy's face. Now, what do you notice differently about AP, Issa, and this junior guy? What do you notice about him?
AP looks exhausted. Issa looks a little tired. These two characters look like they're on something.
No, look at him. He looks like he just literally. Go ahead, Brad. What were you gonna say?
I'm thinking it looks like he just got out of boot camp, dude. To be honest with you, isn't that kind of that look, that shaved head? No, okay.
No, Julian looks like he looks like he's from the Addams family.
Yeah, it looks like he just walked out of a graveyard. Look at his complexion. He looks like he's dead, and he just who looks like this? I had somebody on X posted something about. He said, though, I'm not from a first cousin marriage, and I'm thinking, dude, you sure as hell look like you are, though. I mean, you might not deny that your parents are first cousins, but look at your skin tone. I don't know if he put on makeup for this or what exactly he did, but oh my goodness, I looked at this guy. I'm like, who in the heck looks like this?
Yeah, I see people do that.
It was frightening looking at this.
Wait. No. So Junior's the one on the far right. So you're talking Julian. No, you're talking Julian.
Yes. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, Junior, the one on the far right with the shaved head and the little shaved mustache kind of deal. That looks like someone that just got out of boot camp. I'm just saying. Okay.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you were talking about Julian. Yeah. Okay. That was confusing me. I'm like, okay. Yeah, because I'm thinking, Julian looks like he just got out of the Addams family. All right.
Look at his color. That's not natural. Yes. There's something wrong. I mean, maybe he
wants to suck your blood.
He literally looks like a vampire. What's that, Issa?
Julian said when Julian wanted to do the Roman salute during this debate, it's pretty horrendous. I think all of us on the panel, besides him, were offended by it.
He wants to do the what?
The Roman salute. Basically, he wants to do sea Kyle.
Like the sea Kyle thing?
Yes, and he actually does do it. He does do it at one part where Junior says about anti-Semitism. He actually does that. So I'm like, there's something that's off there,
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and let me write that down because we need to address.
We have a living dead.
Semitism comment by what's his nuts by Junior saying, "Oh, I'm a Semite." And I don't feel it. Shut up, you. What a douche canoe. I'm a Semite. No, you're not. Oh, well, you can say that you're a Semite, but not in the sense that it is used. And this is the thing. Everything is conflation and obfuscation. That's the whole premise of their presentation. And it started right at the beginning when this guy started rattling off saying, well, the Palestine has been around for 5,000 to 7,000 years. I'm thinking, where are you getting your information from? I mean, seriously. He goes, oh, it's recorded in the Egyptians. No. I teach history, and the Egyptians, they did in fact fight with the Philistines. That's true. But it wasn't 5,000 years. It wasn't 7,000. No. It was not even anything close to it. It's like maybe 3,000 years ago. So, everything that came out of this guy's mouth was either untrue or a lie. And I just couldn't take it. That's why I went to bed. I've come back and I did rewatch the debate because I knew we were going to talk about it this week. And I wanted to at least, be an honest broker here, saying that I did watch it. So what we're going to do is we're going to let Issa kind of guide us through some of the points that he wants to touch on. I've written down quite a few that I want to touch on, but of course, since he was there, he knows the deal. He experienced it firsthand, so he's going to. Issa, if you could, and I didn't even talk to Issa about this. I just said put down because I told him we're going to talk about this. I said just write down your timestamps to come. But I just want to know kind of his vibe for what he thought overall, how it went, and what his thoughts on it are. So go ahead, Issa. You can take the floor. Sure. You got about 17 seconds. Go ahead.
I'll give like an overview. Basically, I feel that AP and I worked as a better team than Junior and Julian. Personally, I feel when I let AP take a lot of the ground because I think you're going to have that. You have to figure out your balance. But when I made certain arguments, AP reinforced my arguments and worked with that. So we worked. I think we synchronized as a very good team in this debate. I think Junior and Julian talked over each other, which is not good when you're on a team. I feel they did share the same opening, but they kind of, particularly Julian, he kind of stumbled over a lot of the points and he read the presentation. It's okay to read some of the highlights, but he was not really comfortable with his material. And I think that hurt his argument. I think overall, I think AP, if we're looking at the openings, AP and I, we had two different presentations, but our presentations were aligned. We discussed the history. We then went into who Hamas was and the dynamic of Hamas. And I think that was a much stronger position because basically there were a lot of claims made in our colleagues' arguments, but a lot of them aren't reinforced. And also, what they did is they spent their time critiquing Israel, but they did not spend their time bolstering Hamas. So,
were you surprised? Are you surprised by that?
I think it's.
It's the same thing they do with the Bible. They do nothing but criticize the Bible, and provide no support for their own Quran. And it's just kind of the same thing. All they want to do is criticize Israel, and then provide no honest criticism of Hamas.
Well, and I think that it's an interesting argument that you're bringing up because I think it's a very important argument. If you're going to bring up the Bible, well, the Bible is, and I always say this, the Bible is an Islamic text. The Torah, the Zabur, and the Injil are Islamic texts. You have to read these texts. You can't just say, oh, they're corrupted. Because if you take that position, I always say this every time, if you say that they're corrupted, well, that means there's an issue with God, not the text. A human, you would have to prove global conspiracy. It's poor argumentation. And you're right, in this case, it's very similar. You're trying to hold Israel to a certain standard. Israel is a modern nation state. And that was an argument that I was trying to make too, is that we've moved from the age of empires into the era of modern nation states. What Israel did is exactly what United States did during Pearl Harbor. So if you're upset about Israel, then you should be upset about America. And if you want to if you think Israel needs to be boycotted, then renounce your American citizenship.
Where's this Junior Joker from? Is he from Canada or the
He's
United
Canadian. He puts Canadian money on the monkey at a certain point. If you see
Okay.
that's Canadian money. So he's Canadian. So then renounce Canada. Canada has policies that we may find to not be great, but this is not everything's perfect. We live in an imperfect world. Our governments are imperfect, but we have to navigate that. We can't just throw our governments away. And what do we want? Do we want something like Hamas, an evil terrorist organization that will take away our music, take away smoking, take away pretty much all our rights, destroy? I didn't even go, I kind of mentioned it a little bit, but I talk about the Garden Tomb and the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the Western Wall, all of these different kind of holy sites. If Hamas was in control, would they preserve these sites? They would
No,
destroy them.
they would. We know they wouldn't. They would destroy them. They would absolutely destroy them, and they would not. Just like when Muslims had complete control of the Temple Mount, they did. And this, I think, AP did a good job of bringing that up. That you guys didn't allow Christians and Jews onto the Temple Mount. I mean, you denied access until you were forced to do it. And even today, the type of access that is given to, now notice, it's given to Christians and Jews. It's regulated by the WACT. There's certain things that you can and you cannot do while you're up on the Temple Mount. Where the Muslims, they just have free flipping reign. And I have a whole argument for the legitimacy of the Islamic claims of the Temple Mount too. And I think that was, I don't know if you guys alluded to that at all. I know you brought in a lot of technical things on your slideshows, kind of like I do. But I did notice that they just mostly ignored it, with the exception of the PTSD comment, which really pissed me off. But go ahead.
Well, and I was going to say, isn't that apartheid? You're claiming Israel's doing apartheid, but you're doing apartheid to Jews and Christians. Exactly. You're saying Muslims are. That actually bothers me a lot. I want to see Al-Aqsa too. They said you can't come in. I was told I can't. When I was in Jerusalem, you can't come in. I showed them my name. They said, no, you're not allowed to come in. So
wait, hold on. You couldn't go to Al-Aqsa? I thought you could. I thought it was open for everyone. No,
they block it off, and then it's it's hard.
Really?
I was denied a couple times. Yeah, it's possible. I was able to get in twice, but 2 times I couldn't get in. So that's the thing. You get blocked off. Literally, I experienced that. I know what that's like to be blocked off.
Oh, wow.
So
wow, that's interesting. Okay.
So to me, I have a problem with that. It was every time I went to the Western Wall, I could get in. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry. Like, I believe in modern liberal democracy. This is my position. So I believe in freedom. This is a very important value that I have. So I'm against
liberal in the sense of classical liberal.
That's what I'm saying is that we all have our freedoms, right? We have our freedoms to live our life, freedom to religion, all of that stuff. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And I'm very much against where people can say, well, you have to be a certain religion, like even Mecca and Medina. Why can non-Muslims not go to Mecca and Medina? Why are they excluded? Because they weren't born in the right family? They don't have the right family name? They don't have the right culture? We have to be honest. This is an apartheid. You know what I mean? Saying non-Muslims can't go to Al-Aqsa or non-Muslims can't go to Mecca and Medina, there's something wrong with that, I think, personally.
Well, I believe when they make this charge of apartheid against Israel, if they truly want to see what apartheid looks like, go to Gaza. Gaza would be your quintessential example of apartheid in practice. How many Jews live in Gaza?
I don't even think many Christians do.
None. You know why they don't live in Gaza? Because if Jews were caught in Gaza, they would be killed. They would be taken hostage, and then they would be killed. That's why. So you talk about ethnic cleansing. You talk about citizenship rights and the ability of free movement and free association. That does not happen in Gaza. But yet they have the temerity to sit there and accuse Israel, which Israel does not do. But they have the temerity to sit there and accuse Israel of the very same crimes that they commit themselves. And to sit here knowing this and listening to that stuff spew out of their pie holes, it's disgusting, is what it is. And anybody that says it is nothing but a flippin' liar. That's all they're
Well,
doing.
the
They're
worst
just
thing of all is
lying.
those lies get repeated to our school children. They get repeated by educators because you got idiots who are being taught by propagandists in
Right.
college settings. Yes.
Yeah, you're right. It's just passed down. They don't know any different. It's the same as what was that charge that guy made? Which one was it? Junior said something about Palestinian. It was hard for them to get Israeli citizenship, which isn't true. They can get Israeli citizenship. There are Palestinians that have Israeli citizenship.
I met them. I spoke. I did exactly what AP did when I was there. I spoke to Palestinian citizens of Israel. In Jerusalem, many people identify as Palestinians. And a lot of them who are residents choose to be residents. They have the ability to get citizenship, they just don't want it. So, yeah.
Yeah, but could a Jew go to Gaza and get Palestinian citizenship?
No.
Okay, so it's just disgusting, and to me it's disgusting. The hypocrisy, the duplicity that these guys eschew. How's that for a good word? These people eschew in debates like this.
And I think a very important thing too is Hamas is very much against Christians too. The Palestinian Christians do not support Hamas. They support this figure named Marwan Barghouti, who's complex. He's a controversial figure, but he's secular. It's very different. Marwan Barghouti is not Hamas. And PLO is not Hamas. Hamas would not allow anything at all. So the Christians had to leave Gaza because Hamas is against their rights at all. The Christian citizens of Gaza.
You want to ask somebody about how Christians are treated in Gaza? Ask our friend Steve Mashney.
Yeah.
Steve will tell you exactly what happens to Christians if they eschew, preach, or evangelize in Gaza itself. He'll tell you exactly how he was. He speaks from experience.
It was a Christian paradise living in Gaza. Yeah, total Christian paradise.
Yeah. Right.
Bethlehem is very good though. If you go to Bethlehem, Muslims and Christians actually get along very well there. I went to the Church of Nativity, and there were, most of the people there were Muslims with the big Christmas tree. Because you see a lot of Muslims in the United States, they're really against Christmas trees. They're really against the nativity stuff. But Muslims in Bethlehem were really cool with it. I saw tons.
Well, it's because it's a money maker. Okay, well, it's a money maker for them. Number one, it's a money maker for them. So of course they're going to be for it because that Bethlehem. I know when I went to visit Israel, we could not go into Bethlehem because of the tensions that had come in. But Bethlehem used to be a Christian majority town, and now let me check what the percentage of Christians are in Bethlehem today. It's dropped dramatically. Let's see, there was a number. You guys remember when Muslims went into the Church of Nativity and took it over a couple years ago?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It may be a year ago. I don't think it's that long ago.
Oh, it's been about 10 years, maybe 15.
Wow. It doesn't seem like it's that long ago.
Yeah, Christians in Bethlehem, now and 20 years ago. Let's ask Grok what Grok has to say. Grok has actually turned into a good friend of mine. Me and him hang out at night, have a couple arguments. Let's see here. Demographics. Here's an article. 76 results. Strangled town of Bethlehem is an article. So these articles that pop up here. Okay. Let's see here. In 2006, it was percentage of Christians was about 28%. Hold on. In 1922, here it is. 1922, 84% of Bethlehem were Christian. In 1922. In 2007, 28% were Christian. Now, 2026, less than 10%. Less than 10%.
It's a huge change. It's a huge change.
Yeah, highlight roughly 64 relatively decline over 20. These figures highlight a roughly 64% relative decline over the 20-year period. Okay, so here you have, so when you talk about Bethlehem, and I get it, you want to have a friendly population. Like when we went to Jericho, the Muslims that we interacted with in Jericho were absolutely great people. They were very friendly, very welcoming, very accommodating. Um,
It's very
However,
different in the States. That was the point that I was trying to bring up. I'm like, this is very different. Where you have like YouTube videos where you have people say, "How dare you put a Christmas tree up? How dare you have any?" And I'm like, "Don't you believe in the big JC? Isn't that your man? Like, don't you? Isn't this like your homie here?" And you're like, "Yes, he's a wonderful prophet as long as he's in the peanut gallery. I don't care if he's in the peanut
right,
gallery. That's fine. But him actually having any relevance or importance, then we have a problem. You know, his teachings, we're not interested. You know, it's like I get that vibe. I'm like, this is super weird. And I hear some people now, they're like, don't read the New Testament. And I'm like, why not? Well, we love him. I'm like, so what is his perspective? What is his teaching? I have no idea. He taught monotheism. I'm like, that sounds like a generic prophet.
yeah, that's why the Jews
Generic
stoned him.
person.
Yeah, that's exactly why the Jews wanted him stoned, is because he taught pure monotheism and to follow God's law, right? I mean, I don't understand. I don't even understand why they even try to make that claim. What am I doing here, Red? What did you do here?
It's weird because he feels like, and this is like my big problem for certain Muslims. They take this position where these prophets are just like, you know, using Gen Z language. They're NPCs. They're non-playable characters, right? They're like these beings that they just have a generic message where they just said, well, we all believe in one God. We believe in monotheism. Do they have any distinctive traits? No. Basically, they're just Arabs. They're retconned as Arab people. And I find that to be really problematic. They have their own identity. They have their own culture. And I mean, I would imagine, I'm like, what would these people, if they had to make a movie of these prophets, what would they look like? Would they just be Arab people with kufis and jubbas and stuff? Like, is that what they would look like? Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, when you see like Christian renditions of these prophets, they try to make them look like Israelites. They give them Israelite culture. You know what I mean? They have the Israelite outfits. And I'm like, there's an authenticity. But when you see that, I'm like, it's like you rob them of everything. It's like, I love this person, but I rob their entire identity from them. It's like a stolen valor. That's kind of what I feel to it.
Did I know during the debate, which one was it? Was it? Did I click off of it? Yes, there it is. The Junior had brought up the fact that when Christians go to Israel, they get spat on and yelled at and cussed at. I mean, I know when I was there, the Jews were some of the most wonderful people that you could imagine encountering. What was your experience with
That
them?
argument is completely false. I went to the Christian sector. I went to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. I went to the Garden Tomb. I spent some time sitting in the tomb area there. And when I came out, it was raining, and I needed an umbrella. And the woman there gave me an umbrella to take as like a gift,
Really?
you know, I needed it. So I'm like, that's how amazing it was. Like, that was the space. And then I was going to give the umbrella to someone else, but they didn't want it. But it was just kind of an amazing experience. Like, Christians were treated well, Muslims were treated well. I heard the adhan. I saw a woman wearing hijab walking around. Everybody was free in Jerusalem. Um, like when he was saying that, and then he insulted me too when I said I went to Israel. He was
I
like,
saw that. Yeah.
he's like,
How much did you get? Did you get the $7,000 from
Oh, I
Netanyahu
gave
when you were there?
$27,000. I
What
gave
did he
money.
shank you and only give you 3,000, or how much did he give you for going? I know that when I was there, it was up to $15,000. I must have missed the bucket that they put it in when I went to get on the airplane, but that's okay. But I'm hear that the Jews give you money when you talk good about Israel, and did you get that money, Issa?
No, but
So-
the thing is, what you said is completely true. They sell Christian things. Muslims sell Christians and Jewish things. You can get like a talit, like the prayer shawl that I'm wearing. with like the messianic image. You can get that. You can get little crosses. There's a lot of mother of pearl. You can get mother of pearl crosses. You can get little silver crosses. You can get olive made stuff,
Right,
rosaries.
olive wood. Yeah, I have
There.
a pair of folding hands that
Yeah,
is made of
that's
olive wood.
there. Everything is there. It's a very welcome, holistic place, and it's because it's a modern democracy. You know,
Was it you? Were you? You said.
and
You said.
classical. Paul was saying it's a classical.
You said.
Yeah.
Weren't you advertising some artwork that was done by Israeli artisans from the shells and the rockets that were fired on
Oh yeah, that's
Israel?
right. Yeah.
I did.
Was that you?
Yeah, the rockets. I bought
Uh.
some pieces there because that's what they do. They take this horrific situation and make it beautiful because they're pro peace. They're not pro war. So Julian's saying that there's this genocide going on. It's so horrendous. It's like saying Americans are doing genocide. You know, like when they like in Iraq. I'm anti-war. I don't like what happened in Iraq, but America was not doing genocide to the Iraqi people. That it was not the intention. The intention was to fight Saddam Hussein. You know, it's a very different thing. And then you're taking the intent because that's all it's about. Genocide's about intent. It's not about how many people you kill. Is the goal to wipe out this entire group of people? No. Israel's goal is not to wipe out Christians or Muslims or anything. You know, that's not the goal. That's their
Well, I want
society.
one
If
thing.
that was the,
Go ahead,
I was
Paul.
gonna say, if that was the goal, then there would be a lot less Gazans in the present day than there was in 2023. But it's my understanding there's more Gazans than there were in 2023.
Okay, a couple times during the during the during the debate, Junior made the comment that he's from Gaza. Am I correct on this? Or he's Palestinian?
He said he's
And he's-
Palestinian.
Why don't we play those clips and discuss it?
Well, I don't have it. I don't have that one. I have another one here that we're going to get into. But let me
All right. Well, I'm
let me
just
just.
saying.
Didn't he say that his family was killed by the IDF?
That was a comment that came throughout. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So my question is okay. You look at and Rad made the comment at the beginning of the show that he looks like he just got out of basic training, and the reason why he looks like he had it because he's a military-aged man. So my question is, okay, if your family is over there fighting, what's your sissy ass doing sitting in Canada in some nice warm little room? I'm serious about it. I'll call his ass out. If this is true, I think he's a liar. Is what I just think he's just so full of crap. He thinks that he can say anything without people fact checking him on it. Now his family may have been killed in Gaza. That might be true. I doubt it, but let's just pretend. Okay, then what are you doing about it? You're going to sit here and complain, oh, the Jews are so evil. Get off your ass, if you're so tough, pick up a gun and go for it, buddy.
Well, you know, he said something very interesting. Junior said that Jews are actually good. The Jews are against, the real Jews are against Israel. That was his position. He's talking about like Natar Kartai and stuff like that. And the Jewish voice is for peace. So he's like, Jews are actually really, really good. But then in his presentation, he showcases a caricature of a Jew, like the really nasty anti-Semitic caricature where they're like twiddling the fingers and stuff,
Right.
and kind of like balding with the large nose. And it was interesting because then in the next breath, and AP kind of brings this up too, he starts saying, well, you know, Jews are trying to control everything. And I'm like, which one is it? Are Jews good or are they evil? Or are they only good when they suit your purpose? And then they're evil the rest of the time. And I'm like, this is really sickening. It was very troubling. It was very, very troubling. Listening to certain things and just you'll see it too in the opening. He talks about mental illness, and
Well, I got that right here, as a matter of fact.
yeah, I think it's an important thing to look at. But he was
All
talking.
right, let's go ahead and play that.
Let's
And
play-
take a look and see what he has to say about it. All right. Let me back it up just a little bit here.
You guys want to check out the movie? It's called The Voice of Hind Rajab. It's an amazing movie. If you're not pro-Palestine, that movie will make you pro-Palestine.
Sure it will.
But
And overall, the Israelis treat the Palestinians like crap. They live in apartheid with a two-tier justice system that it makes it harder for a Palestinian to get Israeli citizenship rather than an Israeli trying to get an own citizenship in Israel.
Yep.
Okay.
and 65% of Israelis support the right to rape prisoners.
Okay.
I mean, the harsh reality.
Okay, did you hear that?
Completely false. Completely false. No Israeli believes that. Not one Israeli takes that position, that it's okay to sexually
And
assault.
he's saying it just like it's the gospel
Well,
truth.
The kid is saying stuff that educators are telling. He's repeating what he learned in a social studies class. He's not from the little guy. He's repeating what he learned in a social studies classroom. That's what it sounds like.
Right. Okay, so can I just state the obvious here that Julian guy is definitely gay. I'm just saying, he is definitely gay.
You
Okay?
think so? Why would you say that?
Oh, I know so. Just listen to that voice. He's a total, he's a total femboy. I'm serious. He is gayer than gay. Okay? I'm just saying.
Okay.
But even if that's not the case, which it is the case, even if that's not the case, as Paul said, he is learning that from his social studies teacher that has been infiltrated by the communists. I'm just serious because that is what they're teaching. Doesn't matter to them. They're teaching this crap. And it's being doled. No, it doesn't even have to be so. Dude, this is what they're teaching like freshmen, sophomores in college.
Oh,
Okay.
and they're teaching this, and this is going into their freshman, sophomore high school years. So
Yes.
that's the insanity of what's happening.
Yep, oh, definitely. But anyway, continue on. That's just the whole
Okay,
absurd.
Issa, go ahead and speak to what he had to say about the suicide and the PTSD. Because you made a claim. What you were doing is you're talking about, let me just put some context in here. We was talking about what the Israeli government does and the services it provides for its people versus what the Hamas will provide for their people, which is essentially nothing but sentencing them to a living hell. Over here, though, they provided, you mentioned something about mental health services. So go ahead from there.
Sure, I would love to speak on that. So basically what Israel does is it provides mental health services for all of its citizens. These aren't just Jewish citizens. This is the thing. So majority of people in the United States are American, right? But we're a constitutional democracy. You know what I mean? We have these elements in place. We have protections for minorities.
We're a constitutional republic, not a constitutional democracy.
A constitutional republic, thanks. So we're a constitutional republic. And what we have is that you're going to have minorities. We have a secular government, but majority of people who are in office are going to probably be Christian, right? It's the same thing with Israel. A majority of people in office are Jewish, right? But but what happens is it protects all of its citizens, regardless if whatever religion they are. The places like what Hamas is governing does not have that. It is only a government for Muslims, and I think that's a really important thing. And then when we think about these, when we think about this particular situation, it's very, very problematic because
Well, what he was saying, here's what he puts up here. It says over here on the right, you got the Hamas holds. With Hamas, you have 0 suicide, where on the Israeli side, you got 76 or whatever because of PTSD-related conditions.
I think there's a big problem with this figure. Are they not counting all those people who kill themselves in jihad?
No,
No,
they're not
those are
going
success
to
stories.
count, though. They're not going to do a count of that. I mean, there's just so many people dying over there to begin with because of the crappy living conditions that they live in. That's just one thing that I'm sure that they don't bring up. But the point that I wanted to make about it was when you start talking about PTSD, the main word in that phrase is traumatic. A traumatic episode causes this. There's something that happens to the individual. Whereas if you grow up in Gaza, trauma is normalized. That is the way that you are. Is everybody frozen or is it just me? Okay,
I
never
think
mind.
it's just. Oh, no, I don't know. It looks like I'm frozen.
No.
too.
Okay, all right. I was looking at the screen. I'm thinking, well, maybe I'm frozen. But anyway, you have this trauma that the Hamas hold subject the entire population of Gaza to, and we see that it's manifested in what they do with their kids. From the time these kids are able to talk, what are they doing with their kids? They're teaching them how to spew anti-Jewish rhetoric, teaching them saying, well, I'm going to grow up and I am going to kill a Jew with a knife. I am going to kill a Jew with a car. I am going to kill a Jew. I'm going to kill. I'm going to kill. I'm going to kill. So this death.
Thank you, UN. Thank you, UN, for teaching the children.
Yeah,
of
exactly. Yeah. UNRWA, yeah, thanks UNRWA for facilitating that. But this is what they grow up with. So this when it happens, there isn't really any trauma. It's normalized in their lives. Whereas you take somebody from across the fence in Israel, a Jew who lives a life of normalcy, where you have clear expectations of a quality education, of quality healthcare, of crime and deviancy is punished and is looked down upon, or the hatred towards a fellow human being is shunned. And then you're placed into an environment in which you are subjected to that hatred, that vitriolic hatred that these people grow up with every day. And then you pull them out of that and say, okay, go live your lives in a society. You just can't do that and not expect to see the trauma that they suffered when they were in Gaza fighting this conflict manifested in their lives. So when he started talking about that, I'm just thinking, this guy he's just flipping clueless. He has no idea what he's talking about. He's trying to compare, and what he does is he essentially comes out and admits what the Hamas will do to people there in traumatizing them. Well, they don't suffer from PTSD. They don't have any suicide. Number one, they don't keep track of it. But number two, more importantly, trauma, psychological trauma, is normal for these people because they're subjected to it their entire life.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the big point, is that these people suffer from great situations. And it's like, I was on Dr. Wood's show and we talked about this debate a little bit. And I think that was a really important point that he brought up, is that folks are, so a lot of people who are under Hamas government are put under an extreme duress where there's this concept of martyrdom. And I actually want something that we should
Over
talk
8,000 men have permanently broken free from the
They love this ad. I keep seeing this ad all the time. In classical Islam, there's no promise of afterlife, right? Like, so there is no promise. So you can claim that you're a shaheed, right? You're a witness or a martyr, but you can't prove that, because in classical Islamic structure, only God knows. Even with the Prophet of Islam, you don't know. It's unknown who's going to paradise. That's the classical Islamic position. But there is this kind of import where people are like, well, they're a shaheed. That's a shaheed. And I'm like, that's not even classical Islam. That's just made up. That's a bid'ah. That's an innovation that's being created. So you can claim that someone died and is a martyr, but that doesn't mean they really are, And I said that on the show. It's like, you don't know if someone's a martyr or not. You just believe that they are because you want them to be.
Right. Yeah, because they were fighting, and since they were fighting, you would assume that they're a martyr, but no, they were probably
That's not how it works.
Yeah, they're probably hiding in a hole like most of them come out for, dude. Hiding behind a woman or a little child in order to protect them. Unlike the IDF, who gets in front of the women and children to protect them, they get behind them to protect themselves because they're a bunch of sissies.
It's so bizarre to me that this thing is a running theme.
Like Junior. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I've been learning about this thing called the Dawa script. I didn't really know about it, but I start to hear about it. I'm like, wow, there's just like a repeat of certain things that are stated. And I'm like, in this particular situation, it's like a lot of people, they believe certain things, but it's not even from the classical perspective. Like the thing about like the Islamic dilemma, right? Where the classical perspective is that you're supposed to believe in the Torah, Zabur, and Injil, right? Which are these texts now, right? And it's fascinating because you hear people say, well, no, they're corrupted. And I'm like, well, you just made that up. That's not actually accurate. And it's the same thing about like, well, they died. So they died in a state of shaheed. So they go to heaven. And I'm like, but that's not Islamic either. You know what I mean? Like, even like free will is a debatable position. Is free will present in Islam or not? Because that's one of the creeds.
Well, it's not. Everything is fate.
Yeah, the qadar, the fate from God. It's the predestination of God. So if that's true, then free will isn't true either. So it's like, you know, there's all these things that.
Well, that's why it's just a cult. It's a death cult. And I'm sorry. I've just said it so many times that people probably get tired of, you know, listen to me talk about it. But you know, that's all they preach is death. We love death more than you love life. Okay, fine. Then, you know,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, jump on the building. I think that's so beautiful. Go do it.
But it's not even to standard classical Islamic perspectives. That's what I think is wild. This isn't even following a standard classical Islamic perspective.
But they think it is, though. That's the
wild.
That's the problem. They think it is, just like they think that the Hadith is authentic, and they believe all of it. You know, whether I believe it or not, and that was something that was brought up in the debate. Is, you know, whether we believe. He said, well, you know, I thought you said that you don't believe the Hadith. Well, you don't. I don't believe the Hadith. The problem is that you do, and the Hadith says X, Y, and Z, and allows you to do all these things. Okay, let's go ahead and play this teddy bear incident.
Hey, Rad, can you? Your background is gonna say.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and play the teddy bear thing here, and call me mom's here. Thanks for coming. Okay, let's play this. Now watch what Junior does here in the background. I don't even know what he's talking
So I can actually
about.
give you a real life example of it. So Junior just asked me what happened when I went to Israel. So when I went to Israel, I went on the Temple Mount to take a little
We
tour
know what happened. We just
Tommy
saw
Robinson.
a demonstration.
Okay, so Junior's trying to tell AP what he did when AP was in Israel. And this is what this punk thinks he did.
Tommy Robinson and other people. So I went to the Temple Mount.
Let me bring the monkey back.
We went to the Temple Mount. We went onto the holy sacred side where Jews are, which Jews revere in very holy ways, where they don't actually take any steps because it is too holy for anyone to make steps on there, right? I went on there. I put up my camera.
Look what he's doing here. This is a child. This is what, you know, first cousin marriages do to people. No, this is actually what first cousin marriages do to people. But this is what their actions do. Sorry.
As soon as I put up my camera, people from the Jordanian Waqf, whom Israel authorized to actually have control over the place, came over to me and said, "Hey, no filming, no filming. Are you Muslim? Are you Muslim? No filming." I was like, what do you mean no filming? There's no such rule, man. I can just film here. Like, no Muslim, only Muslim, only Muslims, only Muslims. Subscribe to only Muslims. So they said only Muslims can film. So we had a big argument, and eventually some security guy from the Jordanian Waqf.
Okay, so what is he doing with this banana and this monkey?
I'm so disappointed. I thought he had a real live monkey, dude. He got? He's a grown man. He's a grown man. He's got a stuffed monkey. What does he sleep with it? Is that his boo boo? Is that his boo boo? What kind of?
I don't know where he gets this thing. Yeah, I don't know where he gets.
He's got a boo boo. He's got a security boo boo. He sleeps with it. It's his protective monkey.
Well, hold on. Before you get too harsh on him, let me see. How do I get this up here? I can't do it. What did you do to my?
This is what I call a high quality debate.
What did you do to my screen thing here, Brad? I can't get this to work.
I didn't do anything. The only thing I did was make Issa bigger, and I thought that was cool.
Okay, hold on. I think I got it here. There we go. I got the same thing going on in the background here. I got my pig.
Yeah, but they're not stuffed animals.
That's true. I don't sleep with him either. So that means,
That's why he had to go get it. It was in his bedroom.
yeah. Anyway, so what is the deal with this, Issa? What was he trying to do? What is this?
Well, he was saying it's about Netanyahu. That was his point. He was saying that this is, AP is like this monkey, and then Netanyahu's private part is the banana.
Oh, I see what he's doing. Oh, this again. It comes back to this is all they think about.
Projecting.
Yeah, projecting their debasement, their debauchery.
Well,
another
we
word?
could talk about his Muhammad and his ride being ridden. I mean that.
Oh, zoot, 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 zooty, zoot, zoot.
That got brought up during
Their
the day.
scriptures.
Junior,
Read their scriptures.
It was just a dream. It was just they were just jinn. He really did.
No, wait, that got brought up during. No, you got to play that
It
clip.
got brought
yeah.
up. It did get brought up.
You got to play that clip.
Let me look
Right.
in the show notes here. Let me try to find it. Al Zoot.
Well, let's play more of his opening. I want to hear more of his opening. This wondrous opening. Yeah.
Zoot. Zoot. Where is the next one? Hold on. Zoot. To let's see. Why are you zooting that monkey? That doesn't. Does it go to Temple Mount? Or just is zooting? I'm not going to. I can't find it. Okay, what were you saying?
Well, let's play more of the opening. Let's just get back into it and hear what he's got to say. And it looks like I got sad news for the Bears right out the bat. Interception, and looks like Williams, our quarterback, has actually hurt his fingers on his throwing arm.
Yeah,
So we
could
be in
as
trouble.
the Broncos. You see what happened to the Broncos quarterback?
No, I didn't see that. Same deal.
The Broncos won the game, and he's kneeling at the end of the game and broke his ankle.
No way.
So their starting quarterback for next week's playoff
Is down.
game
Wow.
Broncos have had the best season they've had in a long. And I'm not I don't care about that.
Looks like he's back in, so we'll see. No, I'm sorry, he's not back in because his defense now. Yeah.
Okay,
He threw
so
an interception. But go ahead.
let's talk about. Lisa, do you have a timestamp that you want to discuss, or I can play this Temple Mount?
Well, I want to do I want to show my final part, which is at 134. But we can cover it. Yeah,
I can go to that.
There it is, just a little bit before. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Go ahead and play it.
You went first, so you guys could go first.
Yes, that's very kind of you, Julian. Thank you.
Yes, although you.
Environmental technology.
Hey, husbands.
Oh, come
Valentine's
on.
Day
Are
is
you kidding
coming.
me?
And if you found the love of your life, get her this.
Sorry.
As well as technology overall. Most of the technology that we have around the globe comes from Israel. It doesn't come from Hamas. So that's a very important distinction. A lot of our stuff that's in our cell phones, all of this stuff, a lot of this stuff comes from Israel. So Hamas's job as a government has not really been able to kind of do that. So we're going to do a clean distinguishment between Israel.
About the Hamas hold. These people couldn't even put together a lawnmower if it came with instruction, let alone engineering and things like that. They couldn't do it.
Well, they can put together
and Hamas, and highlighting the implications if they both were to govern Israel or Palestine. However, if Hamas was successful and created the Palestinian state, what that would look like. So Israel is a sovereign nation state that was established in 1948. It has a parliamentary democracy, and it's characterized by the rule of law and independent judiciary. The country conducts regular elections, embraces multiple political parties, as well as different ethnic political parties. So there's Arab political parties that Palestinian.
Whoa, what did you say? Ethnic political party, like Arabs and Palestinian political? What? I thought there was an apartheid state. What? You do have documentation demonstrating this, do you not, Issa? Yeah. Hello.
Political parties that exist within Israel. I'm not sure that would actually happen in a Hamas government.
It would not
I think that's
happen
important
in
to consider.
an Islamic government.
What's Hamas? It was founded in 1987.
It is governed in Gaza Strip through 2007 until now. It's had one election. That doesn't seem very democratic. This is something that was going to be discussed before, but Hamas has 3 branches.
Hold on. It is democratic. They did have an election in 2006, did they not?
Well, the thing is, they had one election. That's not how democracy works.
Oh, you mean you have an election and then they stay the elected leader for their entire life?
Yeah,
that's not democracy. Whoa, wait, hold on. They had an election.
Our president of the United States left office when he lost the election, right? And now he won the election again, and he is in office. So Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister, same thing. He won an election, then he lost.
Oh, no. The key thing is that he subjected himself to another election. These guys don't subject themselves to another election. Oh, I was elected, and that's it. We're done with elections. This is like a Maduro type thing down in Venezuela.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like Venezuela all over again.
Yeah.
It's not democracy. Sorry, you know what this really reminds me of? Is Pakistan. It's like Pakistan versus India. It's very similar. This Hamas versus Israel is like Pakistan versus India. You know, is there like a real democracy in Pakistan? No. You know, it's like a military dictatorship. It's the same thing. Hamas is a military dictatorship. And it's the same thing how Adolf Hitler won, right? He won an election and then he stayed in power. He didn't subject himself to multiple elections after that.
Actually, I have to step in and correct you on that. Adolf Hitler did not win any election. Actually, the Nazi Party was a minority party. The only thing is they had so many parties in Germany that because they were they were the minority of the minority party, but they were able to win more seats than all the other minority parties combined. And that's, again, all you people who want a third party, every time there's a third party, we get idiots. Just look at Canada, look at anywhere in the world. I'm just saying, Adolf Hitler won no election.
Brad, I'm going to call you out on that now.
Okay.
Thus saith somebody who voted for Ross Perot.
Yes, I know. I learned my lesson at 18, okay? I learned my lesson at 18.
And also, thus saith somebody who actually voted for Barack Obama.
Yes, I...
Okay.
You need to shame me anymore. Do you need to shame me anymore? I have learned from my experiences.
But
anyway,
right.
just let you know.
Hitler was appointed.
Yes, but his party, the Nazi party in the Reichstag, was still a minority party, but they were the largest minority party. So they were like the French party in Canada. What's that? They're totally liberal. I forgot their thing.
Quebecians.
Yeah. Seriously, they control Canada because they are the largest minority party. So they can dictate whatever they want. Anyway, sorry to bring this up.
Hamas is a minority party. It's actually the same thing. Hamas actually... It just had infighting. That's literally what happened. It's literally the same thing.
Didn't they kill off everybody in Fatah? That's what happened.
Exactly. But anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but let's continue on. Yes.
Okay, let's listen more of you.
So its military branch is Izzadin al-Qassam brigades, and it's done a lot of problematic elements. So putting them side by side, Israel is a democratic framework. Hamas is an authoritarian regime. Israel's healthcare system has a universal healthcare system for its citizens that ensures access to advanced hospitals and emergency care. There are places like Yad Sarah, which gives, access to medical equipment for free for the citizens of Israel. Hamas's healthcare system, well, it's really lacking.
No, Hamas builds tunnels underneath their hospitals. That's what Hamas does with their healthcare system.
Yes.
They have no...
It's really been focusing on military might and not really the rights for the Palestinian people. And I think that's the biggest key. If you are the governing body of Palestine, then you've got to serve your people. You have to serve the Palestinian people, and that's not really been done. Israel has a comprehensive mental health care system, and it's a part of its public health system. It provides PTSD treatment for civilians and soldiers. It has school-based counseling, crisis hotlines, suicide prevention programs. Hamas has no established element of mental health framework, and the trauma among the population remains largely unaddressed. And the psychological distress is often politicized or ignored. This is deeply problematic. Israel has a commitment to minority rights. If we look at Al-Quds or Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, you see many different quarters there. You have many different, and I think this is a key point. There's many Palestinian citizens of Israel that live there. It may not be perfect, as many nation states are not perfect in their rights. But there are, I believe, that if Hamas had absolute control, you wouldn't have minority rights for Jewish people in that system that exists. Perhaps in the PLO, but I don't think that would exist under a Hamas regime. Hamas has repressive policies on minorities and does not have legal protections for the minorities. Religious dissent is often met with punishment. So think about smoking, think about having music that's not Islamic music. All of these things will be punished. This is deeply problematic.
And time.
You said end time.
All right. Do you have anything to add to that, Issa? Anything you want to say about that?
Well, I think this is the key to this situation. Hamas is being pitted against Israel as a government, and we could see the government of Hamas versus the government of Israel. And I think the government of Hamas is just completely awful, terrible, retrograde. And people are like, oh, it's resistance. Resistance for what? What are you fighting for? This isn't like the American Revolution, where people are fighting for human rights. These people don't care about human rights. They care about power.
Well, they were fighting to have their electricity turned off, their water turned off, their internet turned off, their access to doctors in Israel turned off, their access to anything. That's what they fought for.
They're resisting. They are resisting. No, seriously, it doesn't matter. They are resisting the 21st century. No, seriously, like that video. I wish you would have played that video, Issa, of that Hamas guy. Maybe you did later. I don't know, but I was really upset because Apostate Prophet was playing videos. If you would have played that video of that dude or just quoted him, where he says, "We are not interested in governing. We are interested in basically killing Jews." That is it. They tore up the sewer systems. They literally. Oh, this is a fun fact. I don't know if you brought this up.
Why did they tear up the sewer system, Rad?
To make rockets. But I don't know if you brought this
what?
up.
Yes, they did.
Out of what? What did they make rockets out of? The rocket launchers.
The pipes.
They made the pipes, yeah. But no,
Yeah,
here's
the pipe.
something
A
more.
lot of people
Here's
don't understand that. This is how much they hate the Jews. They tore up their own sewer system so they could use the pipes as rocket launchers against the Jews. And now we don't have any sewers. No kidding.
Here's something more obscene. There was a little town, Steve Mancini. He actually knows this town. Well, it's the town's. I don't think the town's in there anymore. But they had an open air cesspool. Okay, that was acres. Okay, it literally was just human waste. Okay, that was dumped into this. Now, this is not so much on Hamas, but it's also on the PLO too. The World Organization, the UN, they came in and they said, you need to update your levees. You need to sit there and put in a modern sewage treatment facility. The levees on this stupid sewage lake, seriously, it's all raw sewage, is about to burst when the levee breaks. Oh, yeah. No. Well, they took billions of dollars from the UN and everybody else, and guess what they did? They spent it on the resistance. Yeah, and of course it went into their personal pockets. Well, guess what happened? The levee broke. It was literally a 14-foot high tsunami of human shit. Okay? All right? That covered this town and it killed 100 and something people. They were buried in human waste. But they didn't care. Because we're the resistance. I'm sorry. Yeah, anyway. Sorry, Issa. Sorry to steal your thunder, but please do continue.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry about that video, but the thing is, these people
I know. Go ahead.
They're wearing tailored suits. Yeah, I didn't really talk too much because I wanted to make sure. You have to realize, Rad, I'm trying to be a good teammate too. This isn't just about me. This isn't the Issa show. This is me working with my partner to make a good argument. I always try to do that. I'm a team player. I work well as a team. So I'm like, how do I make sure that I reinforce my teammate?
Well, tell your partner to be on time next time.
I did message him.
Golly.
I did message him. You know, he's kind of like a superstar. So
Why was he not? Why wasn't he on time? I mean, what he made some type of excuse like he didn't have the time zone right, or what the heck was it?
You know, I've noticed this.
Hold on, Reese. I want
No,
to.
sorry.
What did?
Well, we both were on trips. I knew he was on a trip, and he maybe just wasn't adjusted in time. You know, maybe his presentation stuff wasn't ready. I don't know. I've heard that that's happened quite a few times.
No, I've noticed this is a common thing with him and David Wood, and now Jay and DOC. It's like a contagion. They just sit there and say, we're going to do it at 2 o'clock, and guess what? 2:30 comes along, and then they go live. Why? I don't know. But either way, seriously, it is like, we need to do, evidently, that's popularity. That's how you make it popular. That's what we need to do, Eric. We need to say, we're going to go live at 4:30, and then no. You know what I mean? No, seriously, evidently,
No,
I think it's
no,
a psychological manipulative thing.
I would just.
Yes.
I'm going to get myself in trouble with that. Women do that. I'm not going
Right.
to do that. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm giving, but they're always late
Right.
for stuff, and they make you wait.
Right. See,
And
this
I'm
is
not
how I
calling
was
AP
raised.
I'm not calling AP a woman. I love AP. Don't get me wrong. But
If you're
doggone,
15 minutes early, you're a half an hour. You know what I mean? No, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
just
how
me.
I
You
was.
show
It's our
up
generation
early.
that taught that.
Yeah, and you know
No,
when
go ahead.
when we're sitting there waiting, and I'm like, come on.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Like
let's
I said,
continue on.
it just made me. It actually made me angry having to wait for this guy to show up to his own debate. You know, you got all these people, and people in the chat were sitting there, you know, complaining about. And I'm thinking, what the 80? You know. Anyway, okay, so there's a part here that I want to play. Let's see here. That again, Junior's running his yip about the Temple Mount. Issa, I'll let you have the first stab at it after he gets done talking here.
Speaking of late, we're all waiting for you to play the clip. I'm just saying it's kind of rude.
Oh, jeez. Let him find it.
Well, I'm a minute off here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is my fault.
Rod, you're too silly.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Bears update. Yes, go ahead.
They're losers. That's the update. I'm sorry, Red.
No.
Okay.
Oh, Bears update. Okay, go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead.
Brad.
Go ahead. Just go
No,
ahead.
what are the Bears? What's the Bears update? Are they winning or losing? What? What is he doing?
Now he's making you wait.
You wanted
Go
to
ahead,
give an
play.
update on the Bears. Let's go.
Just
You
play
gotta
your just play your video, okay? I'm watching
No,
the
what
Bears
is
game.
the Bears update? Okay, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to get this off the. We're going to. Hold on. What are we doing here? Oh, I didn't
We're on
even
the
have that on
30.
the
We're on the 30.
Okay, hold on. Bears. Who are they playing tonight? Bears game. Here we are. Bears, Los Angeles Rams. They're down 7-0. Second and 10. Chicago 31. Is that right?
Yes, but the QB is injured. His hand's injured. His throwing hand, and he's got fire for the hands. So it's now just a running game now for the Bears. Okay, so this is where they're in trouble. But anyway, they're making ground. They're going to score on this drive. I am confident. But let's continue on with the video. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
they might get 3 points there.
Oh, he's going to throw. He's going to throw. Wait, he's looking. Maybe I was wrong. Oh, nope, he's running. You don't see. Oh, there he goes. He throws. And no, we're close. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I remember
His-
when we had a show one year where the Iowa Hawkeye women were in the NCAA championship. against
Eighth
South
graders.
Carolina. And shut up. And I'm like, okay, well, let's watch this game. And then I'm sitting there watching the game, doing the show, and they got trounced. And I was like, okay, well, I just turned it off and quit giving updates on it. Okay, so here, let's listen to what Julian Junior has to say about the Temple
Under
Mount.
Muslim rule.
Jews and Christians?
Yes, were they allowed to go on the Temple Mount and to pray there?
What temple? There was no Temple Mount to begin with. The ashes?
Okay, listen to the obfuscation, the equivocation here.
The ruins of the
Oh
temple.
my God! On
What
the Temple
Temple
Mount compound, around the Golden Dome and
That's
the
not a
Al-Aqsa.
Temple Mount. That's
and
an
the
Aqsa compound.
Okay, yes.
If you refer to it by the correct name, I'll answer you.
Okay. Al-Aqsa compound. Were Jews and Christians allowed to go there and pray there under Muslim rule?
Why would you want to pray to?
Okay, so Issa, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I have a problem in general of excluding people from holy sites. I think people should be allowed to go to holy sites. So I have a big problem with that, and I think gaslighting people and telling them their site is not their holy site, that's a problem. If you're going to say, hey, this the Temple Mount is not the Temple Mount, and I'm like, well, what do you? This is my question, and it's weird. Like for certain Muslims, I'm like, what do you think these prophets were? Like, what do you think their life was? What do you think their story was? Are they just people to be used to say there was a monotheistic tradition? Like it's tied to that. Do you not think these people had a temple? Do you not think these people had a culture, a heritage?
Well, no. This is essentially what he's saying. This Jewish temple never existed there. That's what he was saying. Maybe I missed it. Maybe let me. Can I play some more of this?
Yeah, of course.
Because I think this is what he ended up saying.
Different God in a mosque.
Can you just answer my question? Were Christians and Jews allowed to go there and pray there?
In congregation, in mass.
All right, thank you. So they weren't allowed. Thank you.
You want Christians and Jews to go and pray in congregation and mass in a mosque? Why don't you try? Why don't you try and build a church in Mecca?
So he just claimed that Muslims.
That's a good idea. I think that's fine.
What? Go ahead.
He said, why don't you build a church in Mecca? I'm like, fine. What's wrong with that? Like, I don't think he understands that is a problematic thing. Why are Christians not allowed to be in Mecca?
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Did the dude literally just say we could build a church in Mecca?
He's like, why don't you build a church?
That was his justification. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, he should be smacked around like every Muslim out there.
Christians and Jews are not even allowed in the city of Mecca.
Why?
In the Hajjaz region.
Why not?
Because it's holy. Because it's holy. That's the land of the prophet.
Christians and Jews not holy people? They're not children of God?
Not according to this guy. No, you're a dirty filth. You are the worst of creatures, Esau. That's what we are. We're the worst of creatures. That's according to their. That's what their. I'm not saying that. That's their Allah. 90. Go on your Quran. Hold on. Let me just pick. Hold on. Sorry, pig. Hold on. Let me get this book behind underneath you here. My pigs were guarding this from being crucified. Okay. Chapter 98, verse 6. Here it says, "Indeed, those who disbelieve from the people of the book." Who are the people of the book? Christians and Jews. "And the polytheists will be in the fire of hell to stay there forever." And then it says, "They are the worst of all creatures." The worst. It says beings here, and this is the, what is this? The clear Quran. But if you look at the transliteration, it says the worst of creatures. We're even worse than cockroaches and snakes, don't you see? So for us to go into Mecca, or the Hijaz, is impossible. So this guy, he's so full of crap, and he's so full of crap historically, because when we look at the Islamic claim to the Temple Mount, it is a fabrication. It's based on what? What is their claim to the Temple Mount? Can somebody tell me? What happened at the Temple Mount where the Muslims claim that this is their third holiest site?
The Isra Mi'raj, right? Like the
Mi'raj. Yeah, this is where Muhammad, mounted his magic pony, his Pegasus, his Greek mythological pony, the Burak, in 621. Now keep in mind, he started preaching in 610. This is 11 years after he preaches, okay? And he goes to the farthest mosque. Now, what is a mosque? Well, a mosque is just a place where you pray. So he goes to this mosque, this place where people pray, which is a garbage dump at this time. Am I correct on this, Rad? Am I correct?
Correct. It's a total garbage dump because the Christians of the time were what do you call it? It sounds like pedophile, but it's not. I can't think of the name right now. But either way, no, they did not believe in the second coming of the temple. Blah blah blah. So whatever it was. Oh, by the way, there was the Julian the Apostate, the son of Constantine. Okay, was a pagan and decided that he was going to prove Christianity wrong by rebuilding the temple. And an earthquake opened up and swallowed all the people with fire, and they never tried that again. So they turned it into a garbage dump. Just saying, it had no importance. It had no importance at all.
The idea of Muhammad going to a garbage dump to pray is completely fallacious. This was not a place of prayer in 621 when Muslim, because this is, we all know the Al-Aqsa Mosque did not exist in 621. The Al-Aqsa Mosque, I mean, he hasn't even made Hijra to Medina yet. That doesn't happen for another year. So there are no Muslims anywhere. Muslims is somebody who submits. Shut up. There's no Muslims anywhere. So he said what they're doing is they're saying, okay, this place in Jerusalem is a place where Muhammad went to. It's a lie. He never went there. It's right there in the Sirah. The Sirah, I can't remember which page it is in the Sirah, the biography of Muhammad, where Aisha says he never went anywhere. So even according to their own writing, he never went to this place. So this idea that Muslims have any claim to the Temple Mount is a bunch of bull. They have no claim to that place. Why? Because Muhammad never went there. It's not the farthest mosque as they insist it is. So anytime you have somebody running his pie hole about, well, you have to call it the Al-Aqsa Mosque. No, we don't. It's not the Al-Aqsa Mosque. It's the Temple Mount where the Jews had their temple. And this guy says, and the Jews want to rebuild their temple there. That's never going to happen. You have, what did he say? You have 2.4 billion. Did you guys know there's 2.4 billion Muslims on the planet today? According to Junior here, there's 2.4 billion Muslims. He's full of crap. There isn't 2. Anyway, anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. This idea that he said that the 2.4 billion Muslims will never allow the Jews to rebuild their temple. Well, guess what? It's going to happen. It's been prophesied in the Bible. It's going to happen, whether you want it to happen or 2.4 billion souls don't want it to happen. And here's another point. If Islam is so strong and so forceful, why can't 2.4 billion Muslims manage to get rid of 10 million measly little Jews? What is so tough? Because it seems to me, every time you guys tangle with the Jews, you get your asses handed to you, and you're made to look like fools. Why is that? But anyway, he's sitting there that you have to make this claim that it's Al-Aqsa Mosque. It's not. It's the Temple Mount. And the Al-Aqsa Mosque, someday, along with the Dome of the Rock, will be torn down to the glory of Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Issa. I just kind of took over that.
What I was saying is, I'm sorry. I was saying that that's what Andrew Wilson said in his debate to Daniel Hakikachu. He said, if you're so, and I was there, I heard it in person. He was like, well, if you think that Jews are, because basically that was the whole position, is that Daniel was saying that Jews are like these evil, bad people, and Christians and Muslims need to come together to defeat Jews. That was kind of his argument. And he basically said, and then Andrew said, really? He's like, you have 10 million Jews in your backyard and you have millions of Muslims and you can't defeat these Jews? How strong are you really? It's like, wow, that's heavy.
Yeah. What happened to Rad? Did he just drop? The Bears must have. Let me go check the Bears score to see what happened with the Bears. The Bears tied it. No, they tied it up. So he must be celebrating or something. So it's yeah. Let me bring Rad up here. Yeah, Rad. We just saw that the Bears scored.
Yes, they did. My computer crashed, so just give me a moment. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna put you backstage. Computer crash and the Bears scoring. It's probably just as surprised as we are.
Okay. The Bears, they stay in the
Bears.
No, seriously, dude, I'm watching it. I'm like, dude, they scored this. Oh my god! Then all of a sudden, the computer crashed. Yeah, okay, but it doesn't look like Williams' hand is hurt. He's throwing good, but we'll see. Anyway, continue.
Okay, I got another timestamp here. I want Issa to comment on. Let me go ahead and bring this up. It's at the one. Let's see, 226. 226. Is that right? Yeah, 226. Scoot it on over there. 225, 226, 32. Let me see if this is going to play into. Issa's talking here. Okay. Oh, let me bring this back up on the screen. Here we go. Issa's talking here.
Hamas doesn't. It's not about Palestine, but Hamas itself as a governmental institution.
Where is that money coming from? It's coming from the United States.
Exactly.
If Israel didn't have U.S. support, I promise you, Israel would be on a ticking time bomb.
The American support, American financial support. America doesn't send money to Israel. America gives.
Okay, Julian needs to shut his pie hole because he's being corrected because he is wrong. He's saying that 80% of the money coming into Israel is from USA.
Gives military subsidies to Israel, which makes up less than 1% of Israeli GDP. What are you talking about?
Can I please finish? If America pulls...
Okay, look at Julian, too. Julian needs... I don't know. He just looks like that kid that... I don't know.
He's too young to debate. He doesn't have a poker face. He doesn't have... He might be... If he's 15, I'd be surprised.
He needs to get some type of facial cream or some type of... I don't know. Maybe get some sun. I mean, I've seen some kids, like some of my students... They look like they haven't seen the sun in 4 years. I mean, they're just.
He lives in his mommy's basement. Maybe that could be why. Playing games all day. Maybe he doesn't go outside.
That's what I'm thinking. You sit there and play video games all day. You don't ever get to see the sun.
Oh, you're talking about Julian? I don't. Did anybody? Seriously, Issa, did you get any information on this guy? Does he got an X account, a YouTube account?
I don't.
How does Junior know him? I mean, no information on this guy whatsoever? Because the dude is gay. I'm just saying, he is gayer. He's gay. But go ahead. Just go ahead.
What do you know about him, Issa? I mean, other than he looks like...
I knew nothing about him, just that he was willing to defend Hamas.
Well, CSIS or...
And he's gay. Dude, he's a gay man defending Hamas. Hamas would kill him. Oh, he's
just
gay.
looks like he rides the special ed bus is all. I mean, he just got a big smile on his face, and he looks like he hasn't been on his parents' basement in months. All right, let's...
mommy's basement, yep.
All right, let's...
Support from Israel. Israel has 60 days expiry dates.
I give it a week, bro.
And now let me give you the actual facts. Now let me give you the actual facts. America doesn't give money to Israel. America gives military subsidies to Israel, which comes back in terms of purchases from America directly to Israel. And that subsidy actually makes up only less than 1% of Israel's GDP.
It's actually 0.7, to be exact. Sorry.
So Israel doesn't depend in any way
the Iron Dome would not function. Nonsense. Israel would go into extreme debt and would literally, bro, they're running on low cash.
Hamas themselves has openly said that 900,000 build tunnels instead of building shelters for their population. Because they're terrorists.
Listen to this. 900,000 Israelis live rent-free in Israel because American taxpayers pay for it.
Where did he get that? I'm gonna
just making crap up at some point.
Okay. Is it true that 900,000, that's 900,000 Israelis live tax-free in Israel?
Well,
10% of their population. Israelis live tax-free in Israel from American taxpayer funding, is what he said. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Funding. Okay, let's just see if this is right. Searching the web, 20 results. Still thinking. 78 results. Still thinking. The figure likely refers to Israeli settlers in the West Bank. Hold on. No. The answer is no. Do they live tax-free? No. No. Do they? Let's see. Okay. The first word is no. The claim that 900,000 Israelis live tax-free in Israel. Did I say tax-free? Taxpayer funding, American, from American funding is not accurate. It's an exaggeration rooted in discussions about Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem. So Junior putting out a fact that, or stating something that is supposed to be factual is not true. How many people are surprised by that?
It's unfortunately a standard method of debate for people who follow Islam. Lie.
Okay. So it says that the figure likely refers to Israeli settlers in the West Bank and East Jerusalem, whose populations are estimated 700,000 to 750,000. And do they live? No, they are not. No, they're not rent free. They pay. This guy is just so full of crap. The income tax reductions, low property tax, and registration. No, this is BS. So.
Okay, so let me just comment on that. The U.S. gives like $5 billion a year to Egypt. Why aren't they complaining about that? The U.S. gives, I don't know, a couple $1 billion a year to Qatar. U.S. gives. Now, I am complaining about this because I am MAGA, Make America Great Again. I'm America First. I honestly do not think we need to do this anymore. This is what we did. This is what we did to make the Egyptians and the Israelis stop killing each other. We said we're going to give you $5 billion a year, Egypt, to not attack Israel. Well, they've outgrown this now, okay? But they use that $5 billion a year to do what? Buy F-16s from the United States of America. You know what I mean? Okay?
Yeah, but the Egyptians don't modify the equipment that they buy from.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah. So, well, no, that's what well, that's what I was going to get to. With Israel, we have a joint, agreement where we feed off of each other. Yes, okay, we will support your research and development into, let's say, the Iron Dome, and we will benefit from that. Our technicians, our geniuses work with their weapons geniuses, and we come up with the best killing machines or defense machines the world has ever freaking seen. Go America! I'm just saying, okay? So it's a mutual beneficial thing, okay? But yeah, this concept that Jews are living out, the Israelis are living out the American teat in Israel is completely wrong. And even if Israel, okay, that's wrong, but that still does not justify Hamas.
Would anybody have a problem if this were true, that Israelis were receiving American funding?
Yes, I would. No, I would have a problem if Israelis were living rent-free on Israeli lands thanks to the American dime, okay? Like I said, let us liberate Minnesota before we liberate Iran, okay? I'm just saying, okay?
I'm not sure I would care. I'd be like, look, it depends. America has many different types of initiatives that it wants to do. So the thing is, America benefits from its relationship with Israel.
Exactly.
So the thing is, this is not just giving handouts. Israel benefits America, America benefits Israel. And it's not even that much money that's going to Israel. It's like 1%, less than 1% of our GDP is going to Israel. So this nonsense, I keep hearing this argument, well, I have to, protest Israel because we're giving money. And I'm like, well, we give a lot of money to Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
Saudi Arabia, it's like, this is nonsense. We live in a globalized world. People need to grow up. That's my issue. People are not.
I say don't ask for any money from the United States. I'd say cut off all foreign aid. That's my personal take. It's time for everybody else to grow some, big boy pants and survive on their own.
And exactly on that too. But with the caveat, if we benefit from this investment, then it's good. Us giving $5 billion a year to Egypt not to attack Israel, at this point, No, we don't need to do that anymore.
Okay, I'm going to
Because,
say something
you know what I
that's going
mean?
to make you
Yeah.
all kind of mad.
All right. We're all mad at you anyway, Eric. Just saying.
Well, that's fine. Get in line with everybody else. I have zero problem with providing any type of aid to Israel. I have no problem with it.
I don't have
The
any
reason
problem with
why-
Israel because we benefit from each other. That's what it comes down to.
Well, even if we don't benefit from Israel, which we do, mainly through intelligence sources, but the giving them money to prop them up in a region where all of their neighbors hate them and want to destroy them, and all of their neighbors are Muslim, and they hate them because of their religiously motivated faith. I don't have a problem with giving Israel money to protect themselves from a bunch of religious bigots that hate the United States, oh, by the way. So and plus to think that Israel, the Jewish state, was created as a result of what happened because of the Holocaust during World War II. They didn't have a homeland to go to. Providing them a homeland to go to, other Jews throughout the world, if indeed something, I mean, because we've seen in the United States here in the last 2 years how rapidly and how rabid this Jew hatred has ramped up in our own country on these university campuses. This is what we have seen in the last couple of years is a great example of why the Jews need a homeland. It's a great example why the Hamas hold and their ilk, those like them, Hezbollah, Iran, need to be wiped out. And the reason is because they are those organizations are motivated by their Jew hatred. Junior calls it anti-Zionism. He's full of shit. Sorry for the crassness, but he is. It's not it's Jew hatred is what it is. And to call it what it is, this Jew hatred that they have, I have no problem protecting Jews from him and his ilk.
I want to add one thing too. Junior said I was talking about AP and I brought up that the casualties in Gaza, which is tragic. We don't want anybody dying. I don't think anybody here is for war. It's just that we have to navigate this. Unfortunately, it's part of our human condition. We'd rather have a pro-life situation, but unfortunately, this is a part of life. But we said that tens of thousands of people were killed in Gaza. And then Junior said, no, that's what. Oh, so you're talking about the Holocaust? Tens of thousands of people were killed in the Holocaust. So I was like, oh, Junior, are you doing Holocaust denial?
Right? Yeah, he is.
No.
Yeah, he's just like he's another Holocaust denier. Which leader was it? Has a doctorate? He did a doctoral dissertation. Was it Ibn Abbas or not Ibn?
Yeah, Ibn Abbas
Mahmoud
has a
Abbas.
doctorate. Yeah, Ibn Abbas has a doctorate on Holocaust denial.
Right, yeah.
Here's the thing. These Holocaust deniers.
The Fatah. Make sure we understand. Not Ibn Abbas. Mahmoud
The
Abbas.
PLO, the actual leader of the West Bank.
Right.
But here's the thing on these Holocaust deniers. They will deny the Holocaust, and they will actually say at the same time we want to exterminate the Jews at the same time.
Well,
no, literally, they will say
I
the Holocaust didn't happen, but we're going to kill them again anyway. You know what I mean? No, anyway. Go ahead.
I think there's an element to. I mean, they asked for thousands of people who had killed Jews to be freed, and Israel agreed to that. Well, I've always looked at it this way. Okay, we'll let you go. If Israel's doing this, we'll let you go. If you get caught in combat, too bad for you. And guess what just happened this past week? One of those guys who was arrested and jailed and he got killed, and he had taken part in killing Jews. Oh, yeah.
Who is this? Did you say this?
This is one of the guys who I believe he was caught, and he took part in killing Jews in the 90s. It's like, yeah. I mean, these people were arrested. They were jailed, and they were getting money from their families were making money off them being jailed, and now that one guy is going to get more money for the rest of his family's going to get more money for the rest of his life. But
that's another thing. The PLO right now, the so-called moderates, okay, who run the West Bank, who some idiots want to give Gaza back control to these psychopaths. They still pay out. Oh, and that's our money, by the way. That's not our money. It's our money and the UN money. Okay, we also pay them
give anything. This is why we
$5 billion. Yeah,
money.
but no, they actually have. If you die killing the Jews, we will pay your family. I think it's a $50,000 now. I don't know. Maybe they've increased it now. I have to look it up. Go ahead and Google that. Or grok that, Eric. How much does the PLO pay to the Mujahid? Well, how much?
The Shaheed.
The Shaheed.
The family. Yeah, the family of the Shaheed.
The family Shaheed. Yeah. So they're paying, well, at what I can recall, they're paying $50,000 a year of U.S. dollars. Okay? The equivalent to U.S. dollars in a region where, 1 penny will buy you a Coke. I'm just saying, okay, if you can get it, okay? But no, these people, I'm sorry, and this is where I do fault Israel, and I wish we could get back to the debate, but I do fault Israel on this. They actually removed a brain tumor from the psychopath that did, October 7th. Why would you do that? Because we want to show that we're good people and we care about... No! These people do not think this way.
It's the Jewish belief. It comes down to the Jewish belief that all life is important. And they stand behind that belief. They will take care of jihadis, and they will provide health care for jihadis, and it's not something I would particularly want to do, but I understand them standing by their belief.
Yeah, I think they need to revise that belief, because that hasn't been working out so well for them, just saying. Okay. Anyway. Unless, no, actually, it has.
I have the amount here.
How much?
Okay, a monthly stipend is given to the families of $1,400, or no, $375 to $675 U.S. dollars.
Oh, they live in large.
A month.
Or they get a one-time grant of anywhere from $1,600 to $6,700. And then if you are, prisoners, which are convicted attackers, their families get anywhere from $110 to $3,200 a month. Wow.
Could you imagine?
But there's been reforms. They've reformed this. In February 2025, Mahmoud Abbas signed a decree revoking laws tying payments to imprisonment, and new amounts have been published. They've been reduced. So you're not getting paid as much for killing Jews.
Oh,
wow, shocking. Go ahead, Issa. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You were going to say something, Issa?
Oh, no, I didn't have anything to say.
Okay.
All right, I got another clip to play. This one, let's see here. This one is at the 2-hour, 36-minute mark, where Junior is telling us how brilliant, or how he knows Muhammad is a prophet, because no man could be illiterate and be able to memorize the things that he did.
Quran 532, Mishnah, Sanhedrin 4:5. No more running from me.
The Quran wasn't written, it was revealed first. So how could the prophet copy something that he couldn't even read?
Oh, that's right. They were talking about how the Quran in Mishnah, I think it's 9.5, not 4.5. It doesn't matter. He ripped off a Talmud writing where we have decreed for the Jews that if anyone slays somebody, it's like they've killed the whole world. If he saves one life, he saved the entire world. Okay, that is directly taken from a Jewish Talmud. So what Junior's response is that how can one man Remember all these things that are said to him. He was illiterate.
Our prophet couldn't read, and the Quran was first revealed through the tongue of the prophet, and then it was written. So how could our prophet recite something that he couldn't even read? He could.
Okay, so the reason why I brought this up is because as soon as I heard this, I said this guy is obviously not a teacher.
Well, okay. So from the guy who's special ed teacher for years and years before he retired, I want you to think about this. This guy doesn't know the difference between audio and graphic. All right. He can't understand. If he can't understand the basic difference here, he's probably classified himself. So that's quite a statement. I don't know. I don't know where this guy lives, but
well, my point is that I've had several students that can barely read, and I've been teaching 20 years now, and even though they can't barely read, they can sit there and recite every rap song that had been is popular of the day. It does not take you don't have to be able to read in order to hear something and remember it. So this Einstein Junior, well, he's an idiot. I'm sorry, and I'm not even being, I don't care if he gets offended. You're just an idiot.
I'm sorry, Issa, you were up against the developmentally delayed.
You're so mean. That's my brother.
I'll say it. They qualify for developmentally delayed, and I'm not sure how low the level is. That's my biggest concern.
Well, when this is what Muhammad was, even if Muhammad couldn't read, and I still don't buy that shtick, because if what they say is true, which I don't believe it is, but let's just pretend, okay, that Muhammad was out selling goods and wares on the behalf of Khadijah. That was his first wife, Khadijah. He's out there because this is what he did. You're going to try to tell me that he did not know how to write down bills of lading, inventories, or these type, be able to read that what he has on it. You're going to really, if he's going to lead these trading really, this is what you're going to try to sell somebody who's educated and knows exactly what, if somebody is going to engage in that type of work.
This is exactly Usama's argument as well. You cannot be a good salesman and not be able to record your sales.
Yeah, and so one of these is just not true. Either he was not a caravan leader, as the Muslims say he was, or he was illiterate. But you cannot be both. You have to.
Well, I just find it funny that the Muslims claim to fame for their prophet is that he could not read or write. It was 32 years, dude. He was a prophet. He was a leader. He could not take the time to learn how to read and write Arabic. Dude, if you gave any one of us 32 years...
Hold on. There's a problem with saying Arabic, because Arabic didn't come about as a written language until after the death of Muhammad.
Right, no, I get that. Either way, Proto-Arabic, whatever, some script where he could scrawl at least his name on a document. He is this stupid? He is this? I'm sorry. It's like, yes, I have an illiterate prophet. Oh, he is from Allah. What do we have? We have literate prophets. Jesus, okay, according to, Matthew, was it Matthew? Or, anyway, the rabbis in the temple were like, wow, 12 years old, this dude knows the scriptures of the Old Testament. He is clearly not illiterate. He's not a buffoon. He's not an idiot. He's not a babbling narcissist, okay? You know what I mean?
You could not be a prophet and be illiterate in the Jewish belief system.
Exactly. You had to know it, okay? But no, sorry, okay. But bottom line, let's say this Muhammad existed, whatever, okay. All right. They're now saying that he had basically, he was not, when they say he was illiterate now, according to the new Muslim propagandists, they say, well, he wasn't educated at the finest universities at the time. There were no universities at that time. But that's beside the point, okay? You know what I mean? Anyway, this is, I'm sorry, I got a dummy for a prophet. That's how I know he's a prophet. He's a complete idiot. He cannot learn how to read and write. He cannot even write his own name. Not only that, but somehow he was a masterful Arabic trader and could. Anyway, continue on. I'm sorry, I'm ranting here. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm looking up this Bible verse that Christo posted. He went in 13 to 15.
13 to 15.
Yeah, this is why I speak to them in parables, because seeing they do not see, and hearing they do not hear, nor do they understand indeed their case. The prophecy of Isaiah is fulfilled that says, you will indeed hear but never understand, and you will indeed see but never perceive. For this people's heart has grown dull. With their ears they can barely hear, and their eyes have closed, lest they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and turn, and I will heal them. Spot
and the humor here is that there is no parable, as much as they call them, there is no parable in the Quran. There's stories that aren't even full, complete stories. They don't even qualify as a story because they're gibberish. They don't make any sense.
Just FYI, the Bears game is still tied. It's just saying. Who cares?
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
I just said the Bears game is still tied, 7-7.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I noticed that. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
But that's where the Bears come back. That's where the Bears come back in fourth quarter, 2 minutes ago. Bam. Just saying.
All right. So let's go to this next timestamp I got here. This deals with the Temple Mount, 239. Let me see what he says here. 238, 230. Let's just play it from here.
Okay. The Talmud is a revelation.
We have so many questions. This one from the Martyr says, Junior, if you're against the Talmud, oh God, they said, Junior, if Palestine was there before the Jews, why is the Al-Aqsa Mosque built over the Temple of Solomon? How much petrol did you huff today?
It's not built over any temple. When our beloved companions went and saw this land, it was a flat land, flattened. Ruins, at least you have one wall, some rocks left over. There was nothing. It was flat land. It was flattened to the ground by God himself.
Okay, but everybody knows that there was the temple right there on the spot.
No, only Jews knew that. And you never...
No, nobody knew that. It was never there. Yes, not, is it?
Well, you can even go look at it today. They're down in they're looking under that wall today, and there's tons of videos on this wall down underneath.
Paul, I have been there. I have been underneath what they're talking about, where AP talks about here in just a second.
Yes,
I've been in that excavation, and what he's trying to say, oh, the Jews are trying to destroy it. No, they're excavating it, so assholes like you and your ilk can't destroy the history behind it. Listen to what he says there.
By the way, you can try for the next 1,000 years. It's never going to be.
Okay, but that's the point. So the questioner asked why it was built on the spot of the Temple of Solomon. We know, everybody knows that is the spot. Why was it built there?
It wasn't built on the Temple of Solomon. It was built on regular land. Do you think we came and did that on purpose?
Yes, I think you did.
That was the standard. That was the standard.
Wait, hold on. Then he is denying Islamic history. Yes. No, seriously, because the Islamic history was that Omar in his camel skin coat showed up at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre to talk to the bishop and said, "Where is this temple you all go and prayed?" And and they brag about this. Because if the bishop would have said, "We pray in this church," okay, Muslims would be praying in that church. They would have converted it to a mosque. Instead, the bishop pointed to the garbage dump and said, "Yeah, that's where you all want to go, the garbage dump, and it stinks, I'm just saying." But no, seriously, so that's where they went to. He was deliberately looking for the place where Muhammad went. No, he is denying everything in Islam. Dude, then why did Muhammad go to this place? To the third furthest mosque. You know what I mean? Why did they charge the pilgrims? By the way, Issa, wait, you didn't... Were you able to go into Al-Aqsa and put your fingers and touch Muhammad's fingerprints on the rock? Okay?
No, Issa.
Okay.
Issa, is he still here? Issa, I see you sitting here. I don't know. Maybe he's away. But he actually mentions here in the video or in the debate at one point that he was not allowed to go into Al-Aqsa.
Well, no, that's what he said. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They actually have, for a small fee, a donation, if you are a pilgrim from Muslim, you can go and stick your hand in this thing, okay? I don't know. Dude, you can't see what you're sticking your hand into, which would cause me to say, I'm not doing that.
And the black stone.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. But you stick your hand in and you could actually feel Muhammad's handprint, his fingerprints, where he held back the rocks, because when he went to the furthest mosque, the rocks were saying, "Oh, take us with you, oh Muhammad," and he had to hold the rocks down and throw the rocks down. You know what I mean? Yeah. No, this dude. Yeah. And besides, he has a nose that I want to punch in the face. That's another thing. But that's beside the point. Yeah, but go ahead.
You didn't come, man. You're some guy from Canada.
We didn't build it on the Temple Mount out of disrespect.
Dr. Shizut says,
okay. Well, what is this?
Junior needs his monkey to cope. Why are you zudding that monkey, Junior?
Okay, I knew that was.
He was zoot.
Zooting the monkey. Yeah, he was out zooting the monkey. Okay, I'm going to play this last clip here.
I don't think Junior knows what he was talking about.
No, Junior wouldn't know what he's talking about. Are you serious? That can't be. Say it's not so. Here shows you how disgusting and filthy minded these people are. Listen to this.
So what you're saying is that if today you have forced fantasies,
the banana represents. Let me visualize what his trip looked like, because clearly he was given some money by Netanyahu. So
you have some banana fantasies.
The banana represents
the monkey looked like apostate prophet in Issa Kabeer.
There you go.
You have some very, very interesting fantasies, man.
Issa.
Wait, what did he say? I
don't know. I don't know. Julian finally talked, and he still looks like that special ed student that I see every day. Oh my God.
He's totally gay.
Who is Aisha and how old was she?
She was 6 or 7 at marriage, and 9 when Muhammad raped her.
What? How rape?
Okay, listen to his. Okay, AP says she was 6 when she was married, 9 when Muhammad raped her. Now listen to Junior's response here. This is what supporters and proponents of pedophilia sound like. Disgusting piece of garbage.
Deserves a victim, right?
We don't say that. We can't.
There's a victim. You have to have a victim if for pedophilia.
Can't use that word. We just use forcibly copulates.
Dude, stop saying that word, man. What's wrong with you?
You can't just say that when there's no victim, bro. Because you're honestly delusional when you say that word and then you claim that Aisha was a victim, and then you can't bring any evidence of Aisha being a victim. So you've destroyed your own.
So what you're saying is that if today you have forcibly sexual interaction with
why are you using modern standards?
Oh, okay. So pedophilia today isn't pedophilia 1,400 years ago. Pedophilia today is still something that Muslims can follow in their sunnah. As long as their prophet did it, it's okay. But listen to his argument. His argument is well, Aisha never complained about it. And since Aisha, who was 9 years old, or we don't have any record of her complaining about it, it must have been okay with Aisha. And it's okay for a 53-year-old man to crawl on top of a 9-year-old prepubescent girl. It's not pedophilia, don't you see? Pedophilia, according to the DSM, I'm going to read. Let me bring this up. I'm going to do it because this is just so pathetically disgusting to me. Somebody who is around children all day and sees how innocent they are, and to think, what is the DSM definition of pedophilia? And sees this every day, and for somebody to try to minimize, that's not the word I'm looking for, marginalize a little girl over a period, let's see, to meet the criteria for pedophilia disorder. I'm going to put this up on the screen. Up on the screen. Let me put this up here. Let me make sure everybody sees it. Here we go. Okay. You know, all of the following must be present over a period of at least 6 months. Recurrent, intense sexual arousing and fantasy. So from the age of 6 years old to 9 years old, Muhammad had fantasy, arousing fantasy. A grown man is having arousing fantasy, sexually arousing fantasy with a little girl. That's number one. Let's see. Or behaviors involving sexual activity with a prepubescent child or children, generally 13 years of age or younger. How old was Aisha? 9. Criterion B. The individual has acted on these urges, i.e., he married her. So that is acting out on these urges or fantasies, because which is the fantasies would be the Allah has given you to me type thing. I had a dream and Allah gave you to me. Okay, mark distress or urges or fantasies.
Well, that criterion 3 is pretty sick.
The individual is at least 16 years and at least 5 years older than the child or children in criterion A.
Okay, so 9 plus 5, that would give us 14. But Muhammad was how old?
53. You can't, how do you even have a conversation with somebody like this who actually thinks that this was okay? How do you even begin to have a conversation with somebody like that?
I just want to bring up that Daniel Pikachu was in the same camp.
What do you mean by that?
Well, he was defending his prophet for engaging in these acts.
Whoever this 1541965 is, hey, yo, dude, dudette, whoever you are, if you want to come up, just go ahead and click that button at the top of your. I pinned the StreamYard link, and you come in here and you tell me how I'm wrong about this. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Don't be a coward now.
You have to show your face if you come in because we don't want you showing porn.
Bear score! It's now 10-7. Just saying.
Yeah.
I would say red line, but hold on a second. Let me see.
But we could bring a Muslim, dude. Muslim, come on up. Seriously, how are you?
Make him show his face because what happens is they come on and they show porn, so you get busted. So.
Yeah, well, we've been through this before. Yeah, okay. But he won't, or she won't, whatever.
Oh, it's
anyway,
Aladdin, the one that's not developmentally able to,
How did we
to
know it was
relate.
Aladdin? Aladdin. Okay, this is the only thing I really want to hear from Aladdin. I want to know what the Injil is. I really do, because last time he was on here, he kept saying that the Quran does not mention the Gospels, or it mentions the Gospels that were corrupted, and he kept referring to the Injil. And I just want to know what the Injil is. That's all I want to know. I mean, you just come in and tell me where I can read this Injil, how you know that this is the book. You know, that's. I mean, this is again, this is another example of Islam and Harry Potter world. Over the Christmas break, I took my granddaughter. We went down to Orlando and we went to Hogwarts and we went to Diagon Alley. We went to the Ministry of Magic places, and this is the same. It's the same thing. Islam is the same thing as going to Hogwarts and reading a spell book and believing that it is the absolute truth. So Aladdin, instead of acting like you're writing the Hogwarts Express here, this is what I want you to do. I want you to come up here and tell all of us what the Injil is. Please have some courage. Have some intellectual courage. Do that. I'll let you talk. If you come in and you tell us if you tell us exactly what you believe that the Injil is and where we can find this thing and read it so we can see how it refutes our position, I'll give you all the time in the world, dude.
Hello, guys. I can explain what is Injil and what is not.
Who is it?
This is Sayyid.
Sayed. Yes, you've been here all day. You haven't said anything.
Yeah, I was trying to get in, but you guys talking, so I just listening.
I just let you talk. You've been welcome to talk anyway. Okay, so tell us what the Injil is.
Injil God gave it to Jesus. That's the Injil.
Okay.
The Matthew, John, Luke, those
Matthew,
are
Mark,
not
and Luke, and
Injil.
John. Those are not Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The Gospel, the fourfold Gospel that we have today, is not the Injil. The Injil is something else. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. The Jesus, okay. Allah gave directly to the Jesus.
Okay.
That's the Injil.
All right. So where can I read this Injil?
I think it is within your Bible, and it's contained in the Bible. I found is maybe 3,000 verses from Bible and the Quran. Similarity between Quran and the Bible.
Okay, so you're saying that the Injil is in the Bible today that we have today?
Yes.
Okay, but it's not Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John.
Yeah, those are not.
Okay, so where in the Bible is this Injil?
Like I said, I found that the 3,000 verses from Bible and the Quran, the similarity. Message is the same thing. It's not.
Okay, so the Injil in the Bible is not where the Bible says that Jesus was crucified on the cross.
Yeah, those are not the Jesus.
That's not
message.
the Injil. What about where it says that Jesus was resurrected from the dead? Is that part of the Injil?
Those are not a part of Injil.
And how do you know this? Do you have? I mean, where does the Quran say this, or where does any writing say? No. Let me ask you this: where? Okay, so you're saying that the Injil. Okay, so what writings do we have from the first century, where Christianity was founded, from Jesus Christ, to 632, where Muhammad died? Where in that time frame do we have anybody talking about a separate Injil from the fourfold Gospel?
Allah gave Injil to the Jesus before he uplift himself to himself. So whatever came lifetime of Jesus or his live on earth, those are part of Jesus, and those are the Injil. Other part of the Bible like John, Luke, Matthew, all those are not part of the Injil.
Okay, so why doesn't anybody from the 1st century to the 7th century mention that this Injil exists?
What was that?
Why doesn't anybody from the 1st century to the 7th century, to the time from the time that Jesus left to the time that Muhammad died, in between here, why don't we have anybody talking about, mentioning, writing anywhere
No.
this Injil? Why is the only Injil, why does the only gospels that we have, that we know about, are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John?
No, the Bible contains the word of Jesus within the Bible. Okay, those are Injil. Other than Matthew explaining about Jesus, that's not Injil. Luke talking about Jesus, that's not Injil.
And how do you know this? How do you know this?
Because Quran says Allah gave Injil. How he got you need to know about how Allah gave Injil to the Jesus. Jesus born with the Injil. Allah taught Jesus Old Testament and the Injil. He gave Injil to he programmed Jesus' brain to the Injil. With the Injil, he born with the Injil, and Allah taught Jesus the Old Testament also. So Jesus memorized the Injil and the Old Testament, and also Allah taught him wisdom.
Okay, so when we talk about the Injil, when you keep mentioning this Injil, let me ask you. I mean, Aladdin's here too, and maybe he can help us. What I'm trying to figure out is where somebody talks about this Injil that's separate from the fourfold gospel that we have, that is consistent with what Muhammad preached or what the Quran teaches in the 7th century. Where can I find that?
You can find within your Bible.
No. That's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, where do I have some? Aladdin, you can help him out too.
No, just say good
Where
morning.
Where can I find somebody historically? Because let's face it. We have to live in planet reality here. We just can't make stuff up like we're in a Harry Potter movie and pretend that magic exists and all this, that, and the other. We have to be grounded in reality. So if you are going to say that this Injil, this fourfold gospel, is not the Injil that we have today in the Bible, and that it is something different, then you have to provide evidence for that, where somebody does mention this between the 1st and the 7th century. Because if I was to pull out, let me just show you here. Where is it? Right here. Right here in your own Sirah, the life of Muhammad. If I can open this book up, and let me turn to page. Let's see.
Eric, can I say something, please? Can I say something, please, Eric?
Hold on.
Hold
on. I'm gonna cite. Okay, here we are. Because here on page 103. Hold on, I'll let you talk.
Someone has background so noisy. Someone other than you has some noise background.
I can't hear it because I don't hear very good. But here's what it says. Let's see here. Among these things which have reached me about what Jesus, the Son of Mary, said in the gospel, which he received from God for the followers of the gospel, implying the term to describe the apostle of God, is that it extracted from what, it says right here, from what John the apostle set down for them. This is right here in your own book. It says that John the apostle wrote the gospel. So when I open my Bible and I open it to the Gospel of John, it says that Jesus died on a cross. It says that Jesus is the Son of God. It says that Jesus rose from the dead. Your own book says
those are not Islamic. Those are not our book. Our book is only the Quran.
Oh, okay. So when we learn about the life of Muhammad, we can't go to the biography of Muhammad to learn about his life.
That's just a story about it. History. It's not Islam.
I see. That's an interesting position to take, that you
Yeah.
can't
Can
go
I
to
say
your own
something?
biography of your own prophet in
Eric,
order
can
to
I
learn
speak?
about what he said and what
But
he taught. That's
that's not
amazing.
Islam only is the Quran. Hadith is
Eric,
you
can
Oh,
I
so the
can
speak?
hadith is not the hadith is not
no, it's not
okay. So when the
Islam.
Quran says so when the Quran says that you must obey Allah and His messenger, where do we learn? How do we obey the messenger of Allah if we don't have the hadith? Because
Yeah.
the Quran is from God and the hadith
No,
is Muhammad. So how can you hold that position? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
no. When Allah said to obey the messenger, when he was alive, we have to obey him. That's what it means. It doesn't mean
Well, how do
you have.
you follow what the messenger teaches when the Quran says that you have to obey Allah and the messenger? How do you obey the messenger when you don't know what the messenger said?
You know, but the way I took hadith as a historical book, there is
Okay, Aladdin, quit
truth
sniveling. Now come back up here. Aladdin, come back up. Look what
in
he's
it.
saying now. He's saying, "You wonder I can't speak. You can
Hadith,
speak. I'm having a conversation. You just can't jump into the middle of the conversation. Come back up here. Quit running like a little girl. Come up here and speak, please." I'm sorry. Go ahead, Said. I didn't.
yeah.
You were saying
So
something.
hadith
You're cutting out. You're cutting out, brother. I can't.
just a
You're
historical.
cutting out.
Hadith is not a word of God, nor
There we
is
go.
a word of Prophet Muhammad. It's just people have written down, and he said that said. It's not Islam.
Okay, so when we
Even
read
Prophet Muhammad said
when we read in the
it's not.
hadith that when we read, I don't know, let's just pick something in the hadith. So when we read in the hadith that uh, you can take female slaves captive, that's not allowed. That's not Islam. But I promise you, I'm not touching anything, dude. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
We lost the ghetto chirp, so he definitely lost his sound his mic. By the way, dude, there we go. He's back.
Said, are you there? We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you, sir. Where did Aladdin go? What is he? Come on. What is he? Are you so busy where you can't wait until somebody else is done speaking? Really? I mean, look at this. Next time you join me speaking, come on.
So he rejoined.
Who did?
What happened?
Okay.
Syed joined. I just got
There
the
we go.
notice. Okay.
Okay, are you there, Said?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, there we go. You sound good now. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, what I say? Yeah, hadiths are not Islam. Okay, only the Quran is Islam. All other are just a history. You know, that's how all history is. Prophet Muhammad does not approve the hadiths. Okay, people wrote and they said this Sahih hadith and you have to follow this. This is people made up all those things. Only is the Quran is our book, Islamic book.
Okay, so
All
you're
other.
saying so you're saying that are you a Quran only Muslim? Is that
No. I do take hadith as a historical book. In history book, you will find lot of truth in it and lot of falsehood in it, lot of things made up stories in it. So that's how I look at hadith as a. I do not consider hadith to be a holy book.
okay? So your hadith you cannot trust. This you cannot trust. The only book that you can trust is
It's a
the
Quran.
Quran. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So when the Quran says that there was this Injil that existed that was given to Jesus, this Injil we should be able to find, should we not?
Yes. Bible contain Injil, the word of Jesus, Bible contain word of Jesus and
Okay.
all other. Yeah.
Okay. And the words of Jesus that we find in the Bible have to match what we find in the Quran in order for them to qualify to be the Injil.
Allah said we must believe in the Bible. Okay, this is a requirement. We cannot reject the Bible. Okay,
I can't
whatever
trust my Bible.
matches, yeah,
Okay.
whatever matches Quran in the Bible, we take it as a truth.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. All right. Great. Let me just ask you a question then. You tell me if this is part of the Injil. I'm just going to go to the Bible, and I'm going to go to let's pick one. Let's say the Gospel of Matthew, and I'm going to go to chapter 6, and this is the Sermon on the Mount. Have you ever read the Sermon on the Mount before?
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah.
Okay. Isn't that beautiful? What Jesus
Yes.
teaches there?
Yes.
It is. It's one of the most moving passages. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus, let's begin in verse 5, and it says, "And when you pray, you must not be like the hypocrites, for they love to stand and pray in the synagogues and the street corners, that they may be seen by others." Is that part of the Injil?
Sound like it is part of Injil.
Okay. And then it goes on to say, "Truly I say to you, they have received their reward." And here's what Jesus says also. You tell me if this is part of the Injil. "But when you pray, go into your room and shut the door and pray to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you." Is that part of the Injil?
The word Father, I do not believe is from the Jesus said it. These things.
Okay. All right. So in the earliest, okay. Well, let me just jump down to verse 9, and then you're probably going to say that this isn't part of the Injil either, because Jesus teaches us how to pray at the Sermon on the Mount, and he says, "Pray like this: Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name." Is that part of the Injil?
No, I have a problem with the word Father.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
and and as a Muslim,
Jesus,
I would expect you to. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
expect you to have a problem, and I appreciate your honesty on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so if this is not part of the Injil, when was this changed? Why is this in the Bible today?
Well, we believe church have added many things later on after Jesus gone.
Say that again.
Church added other stuff in the Injil.
I don't understand. You believe that this is not in the Injil? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I believe church added with the Injil, truth, Injil and the other writing of other people. The other author are just for me they are biography writer, and you take those biography into holy scripture.
Oh, I see. Okay, you're saying that somebody else. Okay, I see what you're saying. How do you know this? What makes you
That,
think this?
yeah, that's how I can guess. When you read the New Testament, it does not sound like a word of God. It sounds
Okay.
like somebody is talking about somebody. Okay, he's writing a biography. It just sounds like a biography.
Okay, let me just. I'll address that here in just a second. Let me just address this here. Aladdin. Okay, I tell you what. You come back up on here and you grow some nads and quit acting like a little woman and running, or I'm going to block you. That's just. You're such a pathetic little man. You really are. Now I brought you up. The only thing you had to do is wait to have because we're having a conversation. You can have all the conversation you want to, but quit acting like a little girl here. You're either going to come
Yeah,
up or you're not, or I'm going to block you. All right,
I,
Saeed, let's
I
go back.
agree with you. I agree with you.
Thank you. There you go. Look, you got to have some. Look at you and I. And I'm not being mean to you. We're not being disrespectful. We're just trying to understand each other. Now, when we talk about the Gospel of John was written in the first century, and in it says that Jesus died on a cross. Your position, of course, is going to be that Jesus did not die on a cross, so that's not part of the gospel. And here's what I want to throw at you, because I've asked for you to cite me, to tell me who between the first century and the 7th century, when Muhammad lived, talked about this Injil that's separate from Jesus. Because we know that the original Gospel of John was in existence all the way up to the 4th century, all the way up right before the Codex Vaticanus and Codex Sinaiticus. So that means that something had to be changed or added to the gospel, because we have the gospel that's in the Sinaiticus and the gospel that is in the Vaticanus is the same gospel that we have today. It says that Jesus died. So my question is since we have people saying that the original Gospel of John existed all the way up to 303 AD, I think is the year. Sinaiticus is dated, or Vaticanus is dated like 325. So there's like a 20-year period there that we're like, okay, maybe we don't have it. So my question is that what evidence do you have that this was changed?
I think you know that this author, you have 4 authors. They were writing when Jesus was alive on earth.
No, they were writing after he died.
Yeah,
so they wrote after his death.
So whatever they are writing, they are not writing what Jesus said anything. They were writing a biography. This happened, that happened. They're just guesswork, So they do not know all those things what they have wrote themselves, because they do not know Jesus themselves. So
how did they not? No. Matthew lived with Jesus and John lived with Jesus. John lived with Jesus, yes. They were both disciples.
He lived with Jesus, but did he just dictate the Gospel of John?
Did you say that again?
No, look, Prophet Muhammad, when he received revelation, he making people to write it down, dictating the Quran to write it down. When Jesus was alive, he's taking approval from Jesus. I'm writing all those things.
Oh no. These guys wrote it down a couple decades after Jesus had died. They just went around preaching it immediately.
This is not word of God.
Well, okay, so you're going to say, no, hold on a second, because what you're doing is you're showing a duplicit type position. And if I may, let me say, and I don't mean that to be condescending or mean or anything. When we look at, you say that Muhammad received the word of God and then people wrote it down. Is that what you said?
Yeah, he himself dictate. He
okay.
Make people write it down.
Okay, where do we find that? Where are those writings?
The Quran.
The Quran.
We have
okay,
a history
Quran.
We have a history. He made people to write it down.
Okay, the Quran that we have today. All right. So when they wrote it down, there are hadith that say that Uthman gathered up all the Qurans and formulated what they call the Uthmatic recension. Is that true? Do you believe that?
Yep, it's possible this happened, and I can explain why this happened.
Okay.
Now, you see, Quran does not come as a book. When Prophet received revelation from angel, he came and he made people to write it down. So there are a lot of people who also writing. Okay, So what happened? Some of them get to write it down. Some of they did not write it down because they were not at that time. So this kind of lot of copies of the verses available, written down by other different people. The only Prophet Muhammad, his companion, he writing down the full Quran. All other people having some verses of the Quran. So what Usman did, according to my understanding, he bring all those people have some copy of from them. He take all those copy and he burned down. That's my understanding.
Okay. And where do we find those writings that were brought to Uthman?
Those who are burned down.
They what?
They burn, what is so fire, he burned.
He burned them.
Yeah.
Uthman burned all of the copies that were brought to him.
Yeah, the copy people have noted, make a notes of those things. He take them from because it's gonna confuse people. So he burn all those copies, unauthorized copies. Okay, so he burned unauthorized all those copies because it will create a confusion. So that's why he did it.
So how does Uthman know that what he wrote down is exactly what Muhammad said? Well, how, or more specifically, that this is the crux of it. This is my point. How do you know? Because if you were going to say that the Gospels we don't know what Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote because, well, Jesus didn't tell them to write it. Okay, well, Muhammad didn't tell Uthman to write it down either. And here you have Uthman writing it down. No, hold on. Well, let me finish.
Okay.
Here you have Uthman compiling all of these writings that were brought to him, producing a Quran, and then everything that was brought to. Don't you find it just a little suspicious or curious that he burns everything that was brought to him, and then he says, "Oh no, this is the Quran right here." All of that we can't trust. It was kind of mixed up, and now I'm telling you what the Quran is, but yet you're going to tell me that we can't trust the gospel when we don't have any record of anybody burning any gospel other than the Roman procurators going in when they persecuted Christians. We don't have Christians destroying the gospel. We just have Christians cup. So how can you say that and be consistent with the Quran?
You see, Prophet Muhammad, he what you call, he make his companion a group of people who wrote down the Quran. Whenever
they memorized the Quran.
Yeah, both are correct. He memorized, also they write it down.
Okay, because, and they wrote it down. How do you know what they wrote down is what was given to Uthman, and what Uthman received, he wrote down exactly what he received? How do you know that?
Usman is not the only one person who Usman, he was collecting all those when Usman also involved in this writing of the Quran. Okay, he's not the only one over there. There are many people, a group of people who write it down. But so other people also making a copy of, so they have not the full Quran, but they have some verses of those things. So Uthman only burned down those who have a little bit written. He burned down those things.
Okay. Well, that's the standard Islamic narrative. That's what we get. I just find it really hard to believe that, somebody would burn manuscripts, bones, leaves, things that the Word of God was written down on, and not try to change things. I don't trust. Sorry, but I just don't trust Uthman.
This is only a belief thing. There is no proof or anything like that. There is no proof. It's just a
Well, there's
belief
no
system.
proof. Well, it's in the Hadith writing. This is how just about every scholar says that how we arrived at the Quran we have today.
Yeah. That's what we believe. It's
There
not
you
a
go.
proof.
That's
It's not a
what
proof. We
okay. But
believe
if
that.
I could say is I could show you that using the historical methodologies that the Gospels that we have today are the true fourfold Gospels
But
that Jesus preached, and not some made up Injil. And I can actually tell you where the Injil, where Muhammad got his idea about the Injil, and it comes from this book right here. This is where Muhammad got his, because Muhammad, if he couldn't read, he absolutely didn't understand what the Gospels were. This, the Diatestron, is a collection of the amalgamation of all four, the collection in the synthesizing of all four Gospels into one. This would be, if we were to say you have one Gospel, this would be it. And this was written in the 3rd century. So that's not the Gospels that we talk about, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
yeah, what I believe the Bible is Injil was. I don't believe it's a big book. Like today you have a Bible. I don't think that was a book. I think maybe 100 pages or something, maybe less than 100 pages. Okay, because
Why don't you believe that the Bible is the Word of God? What makes you believe that?
so you people both say the author wrote down the Bible. They wrote down when Jesus was not on earth. So that's the problem.
Jesus was not a man. Say that again. What?
No. When Jesus was not on earth alive, those people
I see.
wrote down.
Okay. All right. So you're saying that they wrote it down after Jesus had left.
Yeah. So
Okay.
where they get their information when?
Where did they get it from? Well, they got it from. Well, when
Jesus.
you write down, if you wrote down, let's say, I don't know how old you are. Say you sound like somebody that has a lot of wisdom. But if you wrote down something that happened to you 20 years ago, would it be true?
If somebody noted down.
No, if you wrote
that
down
could be.
what happened to you 20 years ago, would it be true?
20 years ago, what happened to me?
Yeah, what happened to you 20 years ago? Think of something that happened to you 20 years ago. And if you decided to write that down, this happened to me 20 years ago, would it be true?
When somebody never met me, they saying they have written it down, that cannot be truth.
Really? Wow. That's a strange standard of.
Look, brother.
I'm sorry, I just can't. I don't know.
I have read down the 3 books on Amazon. One book is about the Christian. The Allah authorized the New Testament and the Old Testament. That's my book name. Allah confirmed the Old Testament and the New Testament.
You have a book that you wrote? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What's the name of the book?
Let me give you a second.
While we wait for him to find that, can I just point out what's the dude's name? I'm sorry.
Saeed.
Saeed. Saeed, that little chirp going on, we call it the ghetto chirp. It's basically your smoke alarm on the battery is low.
Yes.
Yes, I highly suggest you change it, or at least take the freaking battery out.
I can't hear it. I don't hear high-pitched
like,
noises, so I can't hear it.
Yeah, it's very annoying. I'm just saying. But
Yeah.
might want to look at that later. But please find your book that you wrote.
Yeah.
You wrote a book, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Let me give you the link over here. Muslim reject the whole Bible. They reject. So 1 minute.
What's the name of the book, Saeed? I want to find.
I'm giving you the link. You can use this, and you can argue with the Muslim. There are a lot of things. How can I post over here?
There should be a link or an icon that says shared. You can share it if it's on your screen.
I put over here. You can take my name is Sayed in the chat room.
Yeah, go ahead and show it in the chat. Yeah,
Yeah,
let me
yeah,
see
I
it.
put over here.
And then I'll bring it up and we'll take a look at it.
You know, Muslim reject the whole Bible as a false, but I do not reject. Even Allah make a requirement. You have to believe in Bible.
Then why don't you believe in the Bible?
Muslim, you know, they have been brainwashed by their mullahs, you know, but they even deny the Quran.
Well, you yourself said that you don't believe the Bible, though. Even though the
No,
Quran says
I
for you to
believe
believe in
in
the Bible.
Bible. I believe in Bible. Whatever confirm in the with the Quran, if it's in the Quran, if
But the
it is
Bible
matched
doesn't,
with the
the
Quran,
Bible, the Quran contradicts the Bible, though. So how can you believe the
yeah,
Quran
there
then?
are lot of things
If you're going to believe the Bible, you can't believe both.
No, whatever matches the Quran, I will take it as a word of Allah.
And for that, I don't know what to tell you other than, you know, okay. So are you going to post it in chat?
Yeah, I posted over here in the YouTube chat.
In the YouTube chat?
Yeah.
YouTube chat should show up on my screen here. I don't see it. Let me pull up over here. Crescent, my channel. Live. This one. I'm going to mute myself. I can't stand looking. I don't see it.
No, there is already how to put in this chart. I don't know.
Okay, whatever the book is, if you have it, if you go ahead and cut and paste the address, the link address on the top bar, cut and paste it and put it in the chat.
I don't know.
Copy it and then cut and paste it. What happened to that? Did he leave? What a bum. It's like everybody's leaving on it. Everybody keeps telling me that, oh, you got to go longer than 2 hours. And now that I go longer than 2 hours, what do? They all bail on me. Come on, let me...
Well, I'm still here.
Well, yeah, Lisa's here. Lisa's hardcore, though. The rest of these guys are...
I miss our friend. What is Ala-Adin? We need Ala-Adin here.
He called you a Zionist. If you weren't a Zionist, Issa, he would have stayed. Okay. No, this is not.
Well, I find it's interesting. Me supporting that Israel has a right to exist. Does Ala-Adin support that there could be like a two-state solution, or does he believe that Israel needs to be all Palestine? I think this is the important, crucial question. You know, does he believe that Jewish people have a right to live in territory? And if he's going to argue that Jewish people did imperialism and colonialism, I would then have to say that Muslims did imperialism and colonialism. You can't hold Jews, you can't hold other people to a standard you don't hold to yourself.
Well, there's Al-Adin's a hypocrite. This is the thing. You should know that he's not going to do it. He's a hypocrite.
I mean, this is just a fair fact. If you want to say Christians are a product of conquest, fine. You want to say Jews, there's conquest, then you also have to say Muslims did conquest. And there's this weird imaginary kind of erasure of history where you're like, yeah, Muslims didn't do conquest. They did. During the age of empires, they went around to other countries and they took over the land. That's okay. You just have to be honest about it. You can't pretend that didn't exist. And if you want to say Muslim conquest is good, but Jewish conquest is bad, then I think you have a fraudulent spectrum.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me ask Saeed. Saeed.
Yeah.
Are you Saeed Mashoud Ahmad?
No, it's just a Saeed, S-Y-E-D. Okay, let me put another one.
I'm trying to find your book.
Yeah.
English translation of the message of the Quran.
Okay, just put this one. Allah confirmed the Bible is from him.
Sorry, Mom. I know you're still here. You're hardcore too. Say that again.
Allah confirmed the Bible is from him.
Okay.
The next title, Allah acknowledged the Bible as a guidance and ruling authority for Jew and Christian.
Allah confirms the Bible is from Him. Allah acknowledges the Bible as a guidance and ruling authority for Jews and Christians. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
You wrote this?
Yeah.
Oh, did you? And I can get it on Kindle.
Yeah. It's in Kindle, also a paperback.
Saeed, I can't even pronounce that. What is that?
Iftikharuddin.
Okay, whatever you said. Iftikharuddin.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm tell you what. I just added it to my library. Let me go back to the. No, I don't want to go back to that. Let me do this. Let's see. Allah confirms the Bible is from Him. Let me put it up here. Allah
Confirm the Bible is from Him.
confirms the Bible is from Him. I'm going to put this from Allah book. Come on, book. Right. And let's see what comes up. Because I want to show this to the audience here. I tell you what, man, you need to get some type of promoter or something, because this is not come on. It's not, I'm not. Allah confirms the Bible is from Him. Book. Let me copy or paste your name to it, and then hopefully it'll come up.
Did you block Aladdin or not?
Did I what?
Did you block him?
Who?
Aladdin.
Oh, I ain't gonna block Aladdin. He's just quality entertainment. He's so damn stupid.
I mean, I'm just fascinated by that position. That he thinks it's okay to have his identity, but other people can't have their identity.
Okay, here I'm gonna do that. Yeah, and that's this thing. He's just an idiot. I mean, there's just no other way to get around him. I mean, the guy he's a troll, number one. But he thinks that everybody should, bow down to him. He came onto the, and I asked him to come to the show. Okay, fine. You want to be in the audience? You want to sit there and comment? Come up. And I'm sitting there having this conversation with Saeed here, and then he gets all pissy because he thinks that he should go to the front of the line while I'm having this conversation. And I promise you, talking to this guy, Saeed, is much more productive, much more pleasurable than having to deal with him. Okay, so here's the book that Saeed is talking about, 318 pages. The Quran calls the Torah and the Gospel authority, guidance, and light, and commands the people of the book to uphold them. The book gathers hundreds of side-by-side passages from the Bible and the Quran to show how much light we already share and how the Quran. Issa, this looks like a book for you. How the Quran, as a criterion, invites us to read together with humility, courage, and hope.
You think so?
Yeah, this would be a good read for you. I mean, this is right up your alley. Me, I'm probably going to go through it and just tear it apart. But
well, I mean, that is my master's thesis is kind of connected to this.
Well, you could probably use this as source material. Saeed, you're going to make it to somebody's master's thesis. Way to go. Go ahead.
Allah also said, if Christian does not follow the Bible, you are disobedient people. And for Jew, Allah said, when Jew are coming to the Prophet Muhammad for advice, so Allah said in the verse of the Quran, why are these Jews are coming to you, O Muhammad, when they have the book? We have given them their book and guidance. So why they are coming to you for judgment or advice or anything? So it is in the Quran.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. I'm going to give this a read. I'm going to try to give it sometime this week, and I'll see how you do this. I still think that you need to come up with a better apologetic or a better explanation of what the Injil is, because if you're going to claim that the Injil, and this is what got us going, I'm sorry to go back to it, but if you're going to claim the Injil is in some parts of the Bible and not other parts of the Bible, you have to use what all historians, the methodology that historians use in order to establish a point. Because if you can't do that, then the Quran fails the historical method, because the Quran comes 600 years after the Bible, and actually nowhere in the Quran does it say that the Bible is corrupt, that the Bible is changed. It doesn't say that. Nowhere in the Quran it doesn't say that.
No. Quran said Jesus is not Son of God or God. So you don't have to say anything.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you and I are in agreement. We agree that that's what the Quran says.
So,
but the Quran also says that the Bible that they have in their possession at the time of Muhammad is the gospel. You go to chapter 5, verse 157. It says, I can read it. Let me read it for you. Chapter 5, 157. Where are you? Corpus Quran. Where are you? Corpus. Chapter 5, verse 157. Do I have this wrong? 4, 157. Come on, Cafford. 4, chapter 4, 157. Maybe no. Issa, am I wrong on this? 4, 157. That's where it denies the crucifixion. Yeah, that's the 4, 157. 7, 157. Jeepers. Go. 157. Here we go. What's the following? Okay, here it is. Sorry. Yeah, I'm a little slow tonight. Okay, here's what it says. It says, to those who follow the messenger, the unlettered prophet, whom they find written in what they have of the Torah and the gospel. Okay, do you believe that this is true, that we find Muhammad in the Torah and the gospel?
Those who follow messenger and unlettered prophet, whom they find written in what they have of Torah and gospel.
Right, what is written in. Okay, so
yeah.
Okay, so do you believe that they had the Torah and the gospel in at the time of Muhammad?
Quran confirmed the Bible. I'm saying Quran confirmed the Bible. So,
okay, if the Quran confirms the Bible, why does it contradict the Bible then?
It's also say it's alteration. It's all talk about alteration. Misinterpretation. All talk about the Bible. Quran talk about it. Quran talk about alteration.
The Quran talks about what again? What
alteration. Bible alter.
Oh, alteration. Where does the Quran say that the Bible was altered?
Yeah, there is a verse I can give you. I need to find the ChatGTP. So
ChatGTP. Well, you can go to ChatGTP, and I promise you that the Quran does not say that the Bible was altered.
No.
You it's not
I remember. I remember. It's a talk about alteration.
It says that they changed its meaning with what they said.
Yeah.
Okay, but they did not say that the Bible was changed or altered. It says that they were teaching a different meaning. And that's different than corrupting the text itself.
Yeah.
So the Quran does not teach that the Bible was corrupted. So the Bible that we have today is the same Bible that they had at the time of Muhammad. So it isn't corrupt. But if it is, I mean, if you know a passage, go ahead and cite it. Go ahead.
Quran said he wasn't crucified. If he wasn't crucified, then you alter it.
Well, who says that Jesus wasn't crucified?
Quran said.
Well, besides the Quran. I mean, this is the most.
We believe in Quran, so we are talking about the Quran.
Yeah, but besides the Quran, who says that Jesus? Everybody says that. Even the non-Christians say that Jesus was crucified.
It doesn't matter to us. When Quran said it, he does not die.
Okay,
He was
Saeed,
not
you are
crucified.
obviously a very. I'm not just patronizing you, but you're obviously a well-educated and intelligent man. How can you say it does not matter from a historical perspective if everybody else says that Jesus was crucified? Not just the Bible, but all of the extra biblical sources say that Jesus was crucified.
You see, we don't have any. Quran is the truth. I don't have evidence for it. We believe it. You believe in Bible. You don't have evidence. It is truth. So
We do.
no,
We have all kinds of evidence for the events that occurred in the Bible.
those evidence is not for everybody. It's for you. You believe in Bible, that you accept those truth. But you
Well, let's just
have a
talk.
faith.
Let's just stay on this one topic here. And I'm gonna have to go here. I'm sorry, but I want. Can you come back to the show?
Yes, sure.
Man, I would love that. I mean, you are really pleasant to talk to.
I'm very different from other Muslims. I'm not
You're
the same.
well.
Yeah.
I don't want to categorize all like with the debate that we were watching tonight. Those two jokers. I'm sorry.
Those are. I also hate those people. I mean, all the Dawa guys, they are crazy people. They are giving Islam bad name. Quran say when the Quran say how to talk to the Christian and Jew. Okay, if you read that, you will be very surprised how he said. He said not to say any. I give you article about how to talk to the Christian and Jew, especially.
Well,
Okay.
can you do that? I'm gonna put my email address in the
Okay.
chat.
Yeah,
Let
I
me-
will give you. I have three books, and I will give you the whole for free. Okay,
Okay,
I'm
you
not.
do.
I'm not making money of this. I want to educate the Muslims. That's
Well,
all I want to do.
you need to make something off of it. If you can put that much work into it, you need to make something.
No, I'm not a lover of money. I'm a 65-year-old, and I'm not never been a lover of money. I want to. I gain all those things to share with the other people for free. I wanted to make myself and distribute the people, but I'm not that wealthy.
Well, maybe you could get in touch with that Aladdin fella that
No,
wanted
those
to
are
come.
crazy. Aladdin is a very crazy man. I have talked to him before. Yeah, I talked to
Okay.
him before.
Okay. Do you see my email address there
But,
in the chat?
okay, I got it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Email me that stuff, and I will definitely take a look at that.
Uh,
But okay, the last point that I just wanted to make with you, it deals with the crucifixion because for me, the main thing that differentiates Muslims from Christians is the crucifixion of Jesus. Of course, it's who Jesus is. He wasn't just a prophet. If he was a prophet, wouldn't somebody who was a prophet would not say the things that Jesus would say, but the crucifixion itself is what differentiates Christians and Muslims. And what I was saying to you is that, when we look at how do we know what is true and what is not true, well, we have to use certain methods to arrive at fact. And using the historical method to determine whether or not Jesus was crucified, is that a fact or not? Using the historical method, we have to conclude, almost unanimously, that Jesus was crucified. And that contradicts the Quran.
uh, you know, no proof is good enough to believe in anybody. Okay, even the Quran, I believe in Quran because it makes sense to me. Otherwise, I do not have any proof to Quran is the word of God. I don't have that. Only it makes sense to me, so I believe it is true from God. Otherwise, I have nothing to prove Quran is word of God. It's just a faith. Allah said you have to have faith.
Well, I can accept that. And I can accept that. If as long as you're not placing, well, that's something we can discuss later. I do have to run, and like I said, you have been one of the most pleasant Muslims that I have ever had the pleasure of engaging with, not only
Yeah,
here on my show, but also in all kinds of other venues and places. And I do appreciate your courtesy and your respectful attitude, and it just makes it easy for us to better
yeah,
understand
yeah.
each other instead of
Yeah, hostility. They're looking for hostility. They actually Dawah guys. They are looking for self glory. They have truth. Others don't have. That's kind of they're looking for self glory. They are not doing a Dawah, propagation of Islam, but they are looking for self glory.
to
They
promote
can put
themselves.
other people down. So
Yeah,
they feel, our religion is true, their religion is false. This kind of mentality, that's how they do things.
yeah, I agree 100%. Okay, dude, sir, again, thank you so much for coming to the show. Issa, are you still there? I would be surprised if he was because he's been on here for, he's just a busy guy. He's gone, goes 100 miles an hour. But again, thank you all in the chat for contributing, for coming, and for being engaged. Saeed, again, thank you again. As soon as I get done here, I'm gonna go pull it up on my Kindle, and I'm gonna take a read. And we'll see you all next week here on the Crossing the Crescent Discuss Group. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Advanced student and specialist, that the standard narrative has holes. That's what
that the Muslims were rioting against one another. And as much as we don't want to face the fact, the Muslims were lying sometimes. They were fabricating, they were embellishing, and that might be hard to accept, but that is a reality.